Ben's at the top of his game. He's got the best ground and pound in the business. Nobody's challenging him. Why is he stopping? And I'd love to give him an answer, Ben, but I don't know myself. Why are you stopping? Why?
No, well, the reason's pretty simple. I read all kinds of sports biographies. That was my favorite reading growing up. Basketball, football, baseball, soccer, fighting. It doesn't matter. And what I found through reading all of that is that everybody stays too long and everybody spends too much damn money.
Are you excited about it all?
What up, everybody, and welcome back to yet another Sound of Violence podcast. I am Pulver. I am here once again with my co-host, Chris Madaffer. What up, bruh?
Not stoked about this Icelandic shot we're about to take.
Oh, jumping the gun. All right, well, we should get to our sponsors then, right out the gates. First off, this episode is episode 59, Straight Left, which is a shout out to Jones Knows on the MMA Community forums. It's NOSE, because I'm guessing Coke is why. I'm guessing that's why.
Yep.
But that dude's... So I was sitting in the live discussion, we'll have a link to where you can find the live discussion for the Shanghai card that we were in, and then the MMA Community always has cool live discussion threads that just constantly update, because they're not an outdated fucking garbage website. So that shit's always fun, especially if you're up drinking at 5 a.m. like I was, like an irresponsible fuck. But long story short, Jones Knows was hilarious in that thread and keeping me awake. Plus, he straight shouted out that Bisping was gonna die from a straight left. So figured we had to give him some love, especially since he shouted out the podcast in the thread. So. That is to that
we got to review our picks too, man, because of a lot of ups. Well, I guess you can call upsets.
Yeah, a lot of locals winning, which I did not expect a handful of.
My boy, Yadong.
That's right, and my boy Jangalang. We will get to all that, but before that, we need to get to our other super legit, not fake at all sponsors, like Kangaroos MMA. If you guys are ever out in Sydney in the MMA Tycoon game, go ahead and hit up Kangaroos MMA, which is a private gym that you can't get into anyway. But if you sign up, send me a message and I'll send you some shit. And what's our other... Oh, right. Our official... Actually, we should get to the beers. Magical and Delicious.
Yeah, Fall Brewing out here in San Diego.
Magical and Delicious Pale Ale. What do you think about it?
I think it's solid.
It's really good. I think it's Citra hops, if I remember right. But really solid... No, Mosaic and Cascade. And Hallertau Blanc, which I always fuck up how to pronounce Hallertau. Anyway, good beer, but let's get to our actual, legit, totally not fake sponsor. My girlfriend's mother recently went to... Actually, girlfriend Karen, her mom, recently went to Iceland and brought me back a bunch of weird shit, like booze-filled candy... and an incredible bottle of vodka called Helix Vodka. It's fucking the best vodka I've ever had. We might have a small shot of that later. Oh, no, wait, you're driving. But we are going to take a shot of this garbage-ass liquor called Brennivin.
Like anywhere, really. When it comes to alcohol, when there's really good alcohol, there's also really... I'll call it cheap instead of bad.
No, it's just weird as shit. You will see here in a second. And if you guys didn't know, I guess... Oh, I poured too much into that. I'll give you some of that. There we go. So if you guys don't know, we're actually in podcast about MMA podcasts. We're not a booze podcast, despite my best efforts. But we'll go ahead and take this shot. Cheers, Chris.
All right, well, you know me, shots never faze me, or at least never make a face, so we'll see this make
That's
make
right.
a face.
It's real weird, so cheers. And we'll start getting into the shows that we listen to.
It's actually kind of good. It tastes like black licorice.
It's like black licorice, like fucked some kind of spice. I don't know. It's real weird. It's like black licorice and cardamom or something. You had a kid.
It's actually kind of
tastes like rye bread.
It's actually kind of smooth. I thought it would be way worse.
It's weird as shit, though.
Yeah, it's because the black licorice.
Well, yeah, it is called the Black Death, too, which is always an interesting touch. Anyway, we'll get into format. If you guys haven't listened to the show before, this is a weird one to start on. We normally go through and talk about an MMA podcast you should catch, one you should skip, and one you can't miss, as well as we try to listen to a new show, new MMA show every week, or at least an MMA show with a fight, or at least a podcast with a fighter on it. Shouts out to my pick later. But Chris, why don't we go ahead and jump into format, since I'm sure everyone's tired of hearing me talk about weird fucked up booze that we're drinking.
I'm going to say real quick before I get to
let's stay off format. Fuck it.
Well, hold on. Before I catch this, just going to do a shout out. I am back in first place in fantasy.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. Took the lead thanks to my boy, Kelvin Gastelum.
Yeah, not thanks to my boy, Head Trauma McGee.
Yeah, that did. Just please take a fight in like 6 months. But anyways.
Or grow another eye.
I will go back into format. My catch this, to start this off.
Yeah, what podcast should people catch this week?
Submission Radio was solid.
That's ironic, because I really wanted to catch that.
I have two catch thises, right? I'm just called up now. Two catch these. And because I don't really have a can't miss.
Yeah, so go ahead and give us the first
Submission
one.
Radio, the first guest on was Jason Perillo, who's the striking coach, and what's the name of his? Is it just Ruka Gym? Ruka Sport?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, the one in Costa Mesa.
Yeah.
That's Michael Bisping's gym.
Yep, you might know Jason Perillo from being high as shit because of Luis Gomez on Believe You Me.
Yeah, and he always reminds me of Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad.
Yeah, a little bit.
Kind of sounds like him.
Yep.
He also is the head coach of Chris Cyborg, trains there. And he mentioned on here RDA. He's been training RDA for his camp against Robbie Lawler. That's really interesting.
Yeah. I mean, because RDA used to be...
He's right there. And he's right there, too, at Kings.
Well, he used to be at Kings. He left Kings.
Fuck, where the fuck?
I forget where he went to after Kings.
Maybe he's at Ruka, then.
Yeah, something like that.
He's probably at Ruka with
that
Perillo.
I forget who else. I forget. Because he's moved around. Karen Bryant talked about it recently.
But either way, Dennis and Casper, of course, they had to ask him, who's Michael going to face next? And he wouldn't say shit. He's like, listen, we've already had 2 huge losses in the past month. Let's just focus on Cyborg, that kind of thing. So, he talked about Cyborg.
What? Bisping's going to fight Cyborg?
Yeah. He talked about Chris Cyborg's upcoming fight. Yeah, I would too.
Fucking Jesus.
Talked about Cyborg's upcoming championship, her first title defense, which would be against Holly Holm at UFC 219 at the end of, pretty much this month tomorrow.
That's right. Guess who got Cyborg on fantasy?
Oh, shit. Did you just pick her up?
I'm just kidding. I got Holly Holm.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
But she gonna get Cyborg, you know what I'm saying?
Basically, Perillo was talking about this will be Cyborg's toughest challenge yet. He did say, though, Holly Holm should have knocked out low-level striker Betch Kohei in the first round, considering that low-level striker Ronda Rousey finished Betch in a minute.
Yeah, but has he seen Holly Holm's style?
Yeah, it's all countering. So
yeah.
It's because he just kept talking about her boxing.
I know.
This and that.
It's a good point, because Holly Holm will decision the shit out of most people, unless someone sprints at her. As we've seen in person, as we've seen every time in the UFC, aside from Betch Kohei and Ronda Rousey.
Yep.
So.
Bas Rutten was on. Is always a good return.
Bas Rutten is great on that show.
This is the thing. He talked about acting on the show Kevin Can Wait. I know that show's probably terrible, but the way Bas talked about it, you know what? Maybe I'd actually get high and watch an episode.
Bas is good on dumb shit. Like, how good was Bas in Here Comes the Boom? Yeah. That was a dumb movie.
Yeah.
Real good.
He discusses steroid use in depth and TRT by old and current fighters like Anderson Silva. Talk about how disappointed he was.
And himself.
And himself. And his friends of his. He was basically just saying, just because a lot of people you're using steroids or TRT doesn't mean you should too. That's like saying if someone throws trash in the car, I should too.
Right.
He was talking about Overeem versus Ngannou. He thinks Overeem is actually going to just be taking the fight to the ground, because fuck trying to get hit by a huge shot when you already have a glass chin. He was talking about how Overeem's chin is...
Why would you not do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Overeem's been knocked out a fuck ton.
He sure has.
I think it's like 11 or 12 times.
This is like his 83rd pro fight, including the kickboxing when he wasn't even an adult yet, when he's like 17.
Yep.
TJ Dillashaw was on, talking about his wife's giving birth to their son in the end of the month. So he kind of hopes that it's just not on Christmas. He wants to be a dual champ and defend both belts. Said DJ's time to take this fight is now. I say most of us would agree with that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, fuck.
Everybody want to see it. Especially if TJ can make 125. Fuck it. Just don't Sajara Eubanks yourself.
He was just saying, I think DJ's scared and wants easier fights to pad his record. He's like, yeah, DJ did tell me that's the first step, blah, 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 but why don't you take my fight first instead of fighting the winner of Pettis or Cejudo, where the fuck that's going to happen on Saturday.
Yeah.
He was saying, but first of all, the thing is, he says he did confirm the UFC has told him that they are making time frames for their fight. He said they're actually talking to DJ right now.
Yeah, DJ said he didn't really want to talk about it or deal with it until after the year.
And Dillashaw was basically saying after his son is born, he also has to factor in, when is it time for me to be on my diet again so I can start making weight. He says he's going to plan that out as soon as possible. He said probably after Christmas.
Yeah.
He'll just already start being in the weight cutting mode.
Yeah, DJ is still on Twitch drinking stouts, so he ain't looking to fight anytime soon. That dude's literally just chilling with a stout playing fucking.
And he says if DJ
shit.
came up and fought him at bantamweight, it wouldn't matter. He says, but he thinks he'd rather go down low either way because it'd just be more impressive because he would be a dual champ, and because he says nobody thinks I can make weight right now, so I would just prove DJ wrong.
True.
So that was on there. Oh, and then they asked Casper, and Dennis, of course, said, oh, what do you think about your old mentor and now rival, Uriah Faber, wanting to fight you? He says he's completely delusional up to this point, has no idea what he's talking about. He said it'd be the easiest fight offered to him. It'd be a nice little quick payday. And he says, but it would also be disrespecting the sport and the sport entirely. And TJ is all for the credibility of the UFC still, not really for the money. So he says that would just be stupid to even make that fight. And he says he would finish him in the first round. He would finish Faber.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah. Uriah is staying relevant.
Last quick guess was Sean Sheehan from Severe MMA.
Nice.
He was talking about it's an absolute travesty and mistake that the UFC let Michael Bisping fight 3 weeks after getting finished.
Yep.
Said that is not the example they should be setting forward. I agree.
I heard a lot of that this week. Like, people blaming either the UFC or the commission. But a lot of that talk, everyone's starting out like, oh, Michael Bisping getting KO'd twice in fucking 3 weeks.
Losing brain cells, yeah, twice 3, that's not good. Sheehan said, some see Whitaker as a real champ, as does he. He says, based on look who the fuck he's beaten in that middleweight division, he's pretty much like the real champ, as far as like a who's who. So, he says he doesn't think GSP's actually ever going to fight. He says he's going to retire now. He's just going to say thanks for the cheese.
Ben Askren. Fight Ben Askren.
Yeah.
Shouts out to our intro, by the way. Ben Askren.
That's all I had for my first Catch This. I'll get to the second Catch This later.
Perfect. Well, that segues in perfectly because my first pick was You're Welcome with Chael Sonnen, episode 300, featuring the guest, Ben Askren. Good segue, Chris. So, basically, it starts off where Chael is constantly trying to talk Ben out of retiring, like he has been doing on Twitter for weeks. Askren mentions the clip that you hear in our intro about how he reads a lot of sports biographies and that everyone always either spends too much money and stays around too long, which I thought was super relevant. He did talk a lot about some wrestling tournament that happened. If you guys don't know, Ben Askren also has a podcast called T-Row and the Funky Show, where... No, that's not right. Is that right? Yeah, T-Row and Funky Show. Where they go through and talk about whatever local wrestling AMI shit Ben is doing or going to, and it's all way over my head, but super interesting if you're into hearing amateur wrestling, especially collegiate level talk.
That's sick.
Yeah, it's really enjoyable. Ben starts trashing Nate Diaz when they start talking about the Tyron fight.
No.
He says he's a terrible welterweight, which is like, it's not.
Well, I mean, he's what is he, like, what, 3-3? What is he, 2-2 at welterweight?
Yeah, 2-2.
2-2?
And that's, no.
3-3. No, he's 3-3, actually.
Is he? Something like that.
Yeah, I remember he lost once to Connor, he lost to Rory.
Dong Young Kim.
Did he fight Rory? No, he never fought Rory.
Yeah, Rory.
Oh, yeah, Rory fucking literally threw him around.
Yeah, and there's somebody else, too, I thought.
Someone else ruined him at that weight, but then again, he's not really... Well, he's a small welterweight in the fact that he's skinny.
Yeah, he's Diaz weight.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, they can go anywhere from 55
it's like
to
Cerrone
205.
to Cerrone weight. Yeah, those kind of body types.
Pretty much. But Askren did mention something that I hadn't heard before. Askren mentions he's good friends with Rick Glenn and cornering him against Miles Jury.
Oh, wow.
Which, like, by the way, I'm probably going to pick up fucking Rick Glenn right now on Fantasy. Because I saw he was available.
That guy's scrappy as shit.
Well, he's the one who beat the fuck out of Homeboy up in Canada. And where it was, like, really bad. Yeah, Rick Glenn's tough as nails.
Oh, he beat up Gavin Hunter, who I thought was going to be some points.
Yeah, Rick Glenn's super tough. And to hear he's working with Ben Askren explains the fucking super dominant wrestling and ground and pound we saw in the last fight of his. So I think that is a dude to definitely keep an eye on. And then they just started telling stories about Front Row Brian getting shit-faced in Singapore after Ben's fight, and just stories about Front Row Brian getting shit-faced in general. They're fucking hilarious and ridiculous.
Is Front Row Brian still up to his trolling on Twitter?
Oh yeah, he's the biggest goddamn troll on Twitter.
Shouts out to the paramedics.
Yeah, shouts out to...
Actually, that's a police car.
They're probably looking for Front Row Brian. I heard he got lost in Singapore. He just got super shit-faced and just disappeared.
Is he with Brian Caraway? Because you know how you saw Brian Caraway pull out of his latest fight?
And and then he's just like hanging out with Thai girls.
Yeah, or Vietnamese. Somewhere in
somewhere
Southeast Asia, yeah. I don't blame him. Get away.
Yeah, I mean,
he did break up with Misha.
That's what I'm saying.
With jabs.
Yeah, with jabs. Shouts out to Fight Valley 2. Fight Valley 2, where you at? I try to ask Misha what's up with that on the... Every week I'm going to bring that up. I'm still so bummed about it.
God damn it.
Well, I think when I said I'm genuinely a fan of Fight Valley, I think that meant she thought I wasn't genuinely a fan of Fight Valley. But that movie's dope as fuck, yo. But yeah, just a fun episode from Chael. It was his 300th episode. It was Ben Askren.
Oh, nice.
Hard not to pick it. So I went with that one for one that people should check out this week. What was an episode you think people should skip?
My skip for this week is 5 rounds with Brett Okamoto.
That was almost my skip.
The reason why I immediately said this is a skip in my brain, the first thing he mentioned in the beginning of the podcast is, what do you think of Conor McGregor versus Manny Pacquiao? Yeah. And I'm like, get the fuck out.
Yep.
So I fast forwarded, swear to God, about 12 minutes in. And of course, what are they talking about? Conor being an entrepreneur. I was like, okay, fast forward a bit more. Kelvin Gastelum required a towel to make 186. How concerning is that? Yeah. I think that's definitely a concern. I know Gastelum on, I think it was the MMA Hour, which I listened to but didn't write notes. I remember he said that it's a trust issue with him as far as finding the right dietitian, that kind of thing.
It's also a trust issue in that he doesn't
trust issue with yourself.
Yeah, he doesn't trust himself to not eat burritos.
I think that's just a poor excuse. Because, yes, if Gastelum can make 170, I think he definitely has championship material. 100%. Didn't he go to a split decision with Tyron? I mean, fuck.
Yeah, he's a beast.
So, there was that. Needs to get his weight under control. The one thing I did take away from this episode they did like is they talked about Jose Aldo's motivation. How's his motivation been since he got knocked out by Conor? Does he want to be champion? It seems like he does have an interest in the belt. Yeah. But does he really, when he's talking about fucking boxing, kind of just jumping the gun? Yep. So, I don't know. It's almost just like, I'm not going to say it's for payday, but I think it's kind of just to please the fans. Or to please Brazil, really.
Probably. But, like, also, I think Aldo's just fucking tired of the UFC.
Yeah.
Like, that, he's the kind of dude who could probably make a fuck ton in Rising beating up cans. Like, that dude, I feel like, could really go over and, head kick and soccer kick some motherfuckers and make some good money for real easy work.
Yeah.
Just be a goddamn Gabby Garcia of the 145 division.
Just bring back his mustache, look like an evil villain.
Yeah.
Or something like that. They said Francis Ngannou is the favorite because the UFC is pushing him. Well, and because he punches like a motherfucker.
Yeah, and because
it's like a Mack truck.
Yeah, and he's real sellable. Dude, he's like the new Cheick Kongo.
Yeah, super charismatic.
Except he's entertaining. It's like if Cheick Kongo didn't just lie on everyone.
In French, I do not like to knee people in the balls.
Right, yeah, and not the dirty part, where he just constant, like... It's not just groin shots, though. That's the worst part about Cheick Kongo. It's like groin shots during a fence grab while raking your eyes. You're like, that's 3 limbs, bro. It's like, I'll get you with your fourth limb, if you know what I'm saying. Cheick Kongo evidently has a huge cock.
Got a piece?
Everybody says. There's some story about Karen Bryant and him, but I don't know the details of it.
That's interesting. But another time. They said Gaethje and Alvarez is probably going to be fight of the night, and they said there's no way that shit's going to decision. We'll talk about it.
Probably cursed us, but yeah.
But yeah, you know, he cursed it. That's to be a boring decision.
Luckily, I don't have either of those dudes in my fantasy team.
I have Gaethje.
Well, you're just lucky I don't, or else they would fucking die before the fight happened, and you would be super fucked.
Yeah.
Because that is evidently what happens to everyone I pick ever. It's fucking brutal.
They said women's flyweight champion on Friday is going to just be fodder and feeding Valentina Shevchenko, who they will give the title. Yes, they'll just give it to her at this point, I feel like, because they were talking about it.
Yeah, and no, like, people sleep on, ironically enough, Sijara Eubanks, who I think is a fucking beast and really could have wrestle fucked some bitches into Bolivia. But unfortunately, Sijara Eubanks can't make fucking weight, so
now it's my cousin.
Yeah, now cousin.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about it later. But yeah, there are some girls in that house though. Like Nico Montano is super crafty for how little she's fought. Her trips and foot sweeps are really
dude.
slick.
When I was reading some of the reviews of the past episodes, she was fucking 3-2, and she beat like Barb Honchak.
Yeah, she beat Barb Honchak.
That's
she
crazy.
beat she beat a couple girls. She beat what's her face too, Laura Murphy.
Yeah. Wow.
It's like that. Those are two huge names, and she would have maybe like that fucking Sijara Eubanks fight. As high as I am on Sarge, I don't know that she would have won that, man. That girl's real scrappy. And she beat Roxy, too. Didn't she? No, Sarge beat Roxy. Who'd she beat for the... Oh, right, it's Barb. Yeah. There was somebody else that she fought that was, like, way better than her.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was.
Like, maybe Montana Stewart?
Didn't she beat, like, Rachel Ostovich? No.
We'll look at the brackets when we talk about that later. But, yeah, man. Impressive, for sure. Nico Montano is fucking a beast.
So yeah, there's that, and the last thing that they talked about is The Ultimate Fighter needs to die. They said it's the worst watched, not rated. It's the worst. It's the least amount of views.
All anyone cares about is numbers.
But dude, most people watch Tough though during the spring anyway.
Yeah, and everyone that watched it says it's a good season. There was a shitload of finishes. All the fights were scrappy. Like they cut down because of the baseball saved this season, honestly, because they had to smash a couple episodes together. So it was just like fucking here's two fights back to back.
because the World Series went 7 games.
Yeah. So they're like, here's 2 fights back to back. Fuck it, we're gonna have no clips of just like hanging out at the house for fucking half the episode.
People chasing each other. Fucking pool or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it was like and they were all super mellow. They're all fucking adult ass women who are like not trying to get into shit with anybody except for Eddie Alvarez. Shout out to Lauren Murphy, who fucking wasn't even supposed to be on the card tonight, but still got on the card.
Oh yeah, that's right. I think I saw that. But anyways, what about you? What do you feel like people should skip? Or
my skip this week is going to be our next clip. It's your boy Brendan Schaub, dressed up looking exactly like a Adam Sandler character in the 90s. The fucking backwards hat and a fucking flannel shirt.
Of course.
I swear to God.
The Billy Gilmore?
Yeah, it's literally Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore had a kid. That'll actually be our show art this week. Fuck it. I'll put Brendan Schaub next to those pictures.
Like Adam Sandler has his production company, he just calls it Happy Madison.
Yeah. Literally. I'll show you.
So it's Happy Madison come to life.
I'll show you on the break, because it's ridiculous. Although, I should say, MMA Hour was almost a skip. Except I can't give the whole show a skip just because Paige Van Zandt was annoying. So
I skipped her.
You should have. It was awful.
I only listened to 3 people.
Should have listened to Jessica I on the MMA After Hour.
Oh, yeah. See, I listened to Alvarez, Gastelum, and Askren because I knew Askren would have a lot of good stuff to say. So.
Yeah. See, I listened to pretty much everything, I think, on that. But anyway, I got Big Brown Breakdown 54 as my skip. Mostly because it's not a lot of relevant fight talk or anything, considering how much stuff is happening. He opens talking a lot about keto bullshit, and then how UFC should have stopped Bisping from fighting Gastelum. Then it's all a bunch of talk of Connor's bar brawl rumors, and he gets real off the fucking rails.
With the Kinahan cartel.
Well, dude, Brendan puts the most pro Connor spin on it of all time.
Because, bro, if I was in a bar too and someone would start something like I can't show them I'm not a UFC fighter, bro.
Even better, he's like, so he was protecting his friend who the gangster guys were slapping around and harassing. He literally says this phrase, "You mean to tell me Connor is the Punisher of Dublin right now?"
Punisher, what?
Because he wants to know comic books, but he doesn't know comic books.
Anything.
He calls him the Dublin Punisher later in the episode. Also,
he'd be the Punisher if he took out some guns and fucking murked all the gangsters.
Right, just slapping dudes around, and also it's barely Punisher related. Anyway, yeah, he talks about Manny Pacquiao tweeting out about boxing Connor. Talks about GSP or Askren's call out of GSP. And how Brendan's super hyped for that fight, even though it'll never happen. And then Brendan drops one of the many rumors he dropped this week, which there is a shitload of, which is that Volcan got in a fight because he was defending his girl.
I heard that actually.
I hadn't heard that before.
I actually heard that. I listened to Talk and Talk with Habib, the one you told me last week when I was dropping to Julian.
Was that on that one?
Yeah, he mentioned, he said, I think actually, his producer, whatever his name, he's like, yeah, I think it's heard he was defending his girlfriend.
Oh.
That's what they said
crazy.
A week ago. It was a quick settlement.
I didn't even catch it.
So I don't know. If I think we talked, but I think we kind of both agreed Volcan seems like the kind of guy he's not going to fucking attack someone.
No.
So, it is Florida, so there's probably just some wise guy going, hey, your girl.
Nice accent, gay.
Yeah,
it's Florida, so
go back to Germany, you Nazi.
Right. They all sound like Colby Covington.
I'm from Switzerland, okay.
You fucking filthy animals over in Europe.
Give me a Swiss watch and some cheese.
Fucking Jesus Christ. Yeah, so that was my skip. I like Brendan. Brendan was great on the Joe Rogan podcast this week, which...
Oh, I remember I was about to listen to that, but I didn't.
It was so close to being my catch for this, or my can't miss, or my catch for this week, but I feel like everyone knows that's a thing. We covered it last week, and it was just like, it's just like every episode of when Brendan and Joe talk about fighting. So I'll talk a bit about it on my on my other recommendations, but yeah, it is what it is. Brendan Schaub, it is what it is.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day. All right, so what's your can't miss for this week? What episode should people definitely go catch?
My second catch this is actually a podcast I've never listened to before.
Oh, nice.
I think you've mentioned it at least 10 times in the past, I don't know.
I'm sure.
Well, probably more now. Way of the Warrior.
I've never mentioned that in my life.
Okay, this is an excellent podcast.
Is it?
It's very, I swear, it's real good.
It's on MMA
Actually, it is a can't
Podcast.com.
miss, actually. It is a can't miss. Fuck it. You know why? Because these guys have really good voices, like that, just that style, like podcast radio voice.
Right.
They have and dude, this was only 39 minutes. And they crammed so much stuff in here. And
wow.
it's really similar to Heavy Hands and Co-Main. It's like if those two had a baby. Yeah, I can't remember these guys' names.
I'm so into this already.
But it's like a short version. It's like
That's
45 minutes
awesome.
to an hour.
Dude,
I can't remember their names, but it's called
subscribing to this right now.
Just find Way of the Warrior, everyone. It's the first thing they talked about immediately. They didn't do any bullshit. They're like, Volkan Oezdemir is fighting Daniel Cormier at UFC 220 in Boston. They said if he beats DC, he might still have to serve some jail time, which almost happened to other fighters. They didn't mention who. Fuck, who was it, dude? Which champs have... Well, besides John Jones. Well, John Jones got stripped. Let's be real. Wasn't there an active champ who got in trouble? Like, got any... I can't remember who... It might have been like 10 years ago.
I want to say...
Rampage? Didn't Rampage get arrested at one point?
Maybe. Or Rico. Or...
Chuck?
Like, I'm just... Yeah, no, not Chuck. Chuck was like... Chuck never really got in trouble with the law, from what I remember. I feel like Chuck mostly got in trouble with, like... like casinos or whatever.
And cocaine.
Well, right. Like, I'm not saying he wasn't constantly fucked up. I'm saying he rarely got in trouble for being fucked up. They were mostly just like, oh, Chuck Liddell toned it down.
These guys, they said they want to see Volcan Dumar as far as meaning that they want him to fight people that are above his level of skill, because they think it's almost still quite a bit of a leap for him to go to DC.
Yeah. It'd be good to see him against, like...
It is, but he brings that
Dude.
Anthony Johnson type power though.
Yeah, but you know who he should be fighting? He should be fighting Glover Teixeira.
Yeah, another good box.
That's like the perfect fight to see what level he's at. The thing is, I don't want that for Glover Teixeira. Glover's eaten a lot of big shots lately. So, and I forget who he's fighting coming up. Somebody interesting.
I can't remember.
Dude, European dude.
I literally can't even name like half the like.
I was just looking at
Misha Serkinov. I know he left.
Yeah. It's Serkinov.
It's Serkinov.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, it is him. Yeah, sorry.
Because it was Serkinov coming off the loss to Volcan, of course.
That's right. Yeah, got hit in the ear.
Yep.
They said the UFC is trying to get Volcan fight to happen since Woodley's out for 4 months now. He's getting shoulder surgery. They said the UFC is also going to have a big push for Robert Whittaker to fight at UFC 221 in Perth, Australia. They said they doubt GSP will fight him, so they said it's going to be Luke Rockhold probably. Makes sense.
Yep.
They said the UFC is absolutely shrouded in chaos right now. They said you have McGregor, allegedly, with all these rumors going on, getting involved in a bar altercation with a member of the Irish mob known as the Kinahan Cartel.
Which I recommend everyone check out the Wikipedia page for those motherfuckers. That's a real-ass cartel.
And there is a pretty good article that I read on BloodyElbow.com.
Kareem Zidane wrote it.
Yep.
Who is one of the best of all time in the sport. He's the guy who did expose a lot of the Kadyrov story.
He goes in depth basically about in Ireland's past fighters being, well, in sports in general, fighters in combat sports who've had some sort of relationship or run-in with cartels, mobs, mafias of this sort.
Yep.
But yeah, apparently McGregor might be in a pile of shit right now. Who knows? I don't know. Just be careful. UFC can't afford for him to get hurt.
I mean, that's adorable. You think he's going to fight again?
Well, no. I
mean, he will, but it's not going to be an MMA.
Yeah, no.
He's going to fight some asshole in boxing, and it's going to be real annoying.
What's your balls, Connor? They said, what the fuck is up? Yeah, what the fuck is up with the Bellator Heavyweight Grand Prix taking 6 months? How about you put the 4 fights all on one card?
Yeah,
make it a giant pay-per-view.
I've heard most people say that, and that's the way to do it. The thing is, they need ratings so goddamn bad.
Yeah.
And they're like, listen, we can't put fucking... We need Fedor on a different card than fucking Roy Nelson on a different card than, you know what I mean?
King Mo, yeah, that kind of thing.
Like, they need to space out the names, or else they're going to have no fucking stars.
They said Conor McGregor being on the 220 card in Boston would be astronomical for just that pay-per-view in general, because it's kind of like more Irish people, kind of.
Yeah.
So, they said if Jose Aldo loses, he drops down to 2 or 3 fights away from another shot, pretty much. But I think if he loses, he's going to be like, I'm going to do boxing now.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of it depends on how he loses.
Yeah.
If
he gets knocked out, he's done. He's going back. I shouldn't say he's going back. He's just going to boxing, which ironically would.
I don't even know if he actually will though. Like
I think he'll just retire.
Jose talks a lot. Like, I don't know if people remember.
He just has too much pressure on him, or at least he thinks he does.
Well, he doesn't speak English, so it all goes through the Brazilian media. Mostly, I mean, he's started getting a little bit better at speaking English, but he mostly just speaks Portuguese. So there's. And to the Portuguese, like to the Brazilian media, he's real long-winded and specific, and that dude's never been scared to fucking shit on everybody. Like, he will shit on everybody, the promotion, fucking Dana, fucking other fighters. He doesn't give a shit. It's hard not to like him, but he says a lot of shit he doesn't do though. He talks a lot about like, maybe I want to do this, maybe I want to do that, but I think he gets translated as like what he actually with like his plan rather than just like, you know what, fuck you, maybe I'll go box.
Yeah, his intentions need more clarity at this point, really, at this part of his career.
Well, that or he like, I don't know.
If I'm him, honestly, I'd retire after this fight, no matter what. If you win, just vacate.
That dude still has a lot in him.
Yeah.
He's pretty young. He's like in his...
Oh, yeah, he's only like, what, 32, 33?
Yeah, he's like in his early 30s, I think.
Yeah.
People, I mean, he's been fighting since he was like fucking 17 or something.
Yeah.
So...
Max Holloway was on as a short guest.
Hey, brother.
He said the cold weather in Detroit is kicking his ass. He said luckily for him, it's only the weather that's going to kick his ass this weekend.
That's funny. Also, the pictures of Max Holloway freezing in trains and on like buses or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I saw him bed. He's so fucking cold, man.
Yeah,
to be fair,
just shaking
to
everywhere.
be fair, he's used to 79 to 80 degree weather every day.
And it's December in Detroit, bro.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That's at least, what, 18 degrees? Probably more.
Oh, if that. It's the coldest he's ever been, I'm sure.
He says, I'm Hawaiian and part Samoan, so you might see me at 170 or 185 in the future because we like to eat a lot and can get real big. Good point. Look at The Rock.
True BJ Penn style.
I was going to say, look at The Rock, but just don't do roids.
Right. Yeah.
He says, Connor's holding up his division, but he says, don't get me wrong, I'd love to fight him again.
Yeah.
Clearly, who wouldn't?
I think Max Holloway called for like him and he called for everybody when Frankie had to drop out. He's like, I'll fight fucking everybody.
It was...
Give me Connor.
Oh,
give
Cerrone.
me fucking... Yeah, Cerrone. He doesn't give a fuck, dog. Holloway's a fucking old school scrapper. He's got some Phil Baroni in him. He's just like a humble Phil Baroni without the jersey.
He turns 26 this coming Monday, so it's right after the fight.
Actually, it's nothing like Phil Baroni. It's all BJ Penn. What am I talking about?
Oh yeah, huh?
Like, now that I think about that, he's 0% Phil Baroni. He's got the best of all.
At the end of the day, and then the episode ended saying, Aldo still has cardio issues. Look at the inaugural featherweight title fight against Mark Hominick. He was gassed out in the 5th round, and Hominick started.
That was a wild fucking fight, though.
Dude, do you remember the hematoma Hominick guy? He looked like a fucking alien.
Yep.
There's that, and then he says Aldo still has a tough weight cut.
Yeah, that's the big thing. And it's earlier than he expected. He still has a big lead out, but it's a couple weeks earlier than he expected to be fighting, so who knows how much he blew up between camps. I would assume not a lot, but like I also don't know. He's also always had a kind of an issue dropping that much weight. So I
think if he loses, I think he actually goes with the lightweight.
I'd love for him to do that, man. I think it'd be so good for him. He's always been a pretty big featherweight, so yeah, it's interesting for sure. But yeah, that show sounds fucking great. I subscribed while you were talking about it, so I will definitely check that out. My can't miss this week is Heavy Hands 187 on a mic. It opens talking about 187 on Thanksgiving food, actually, because Pat fucking hates Thanksgiving food. And he opens talking about how turkey is just an inferior bird.
By the way, how was that sandwich?
It's goddamn great.
It was great, right?
Yeah, I had some during the podcast last week on the break, but yeah, it was great. I had 3 Thanksgivings in the last week. I had two. I had Thanksgiving, so I had Thanksgiving at work. I had a Thanksgiving sandwich with you. The next night I had Thanksgiving dinner, and then on that Saturday I had Thanksgiving dinner too.
Nice.
It's fucking ridiculous. I've had too much turkey, yo.
You compare stuffings?
Yeah, always be comparing stuffings. It sounded creepy, so I tried to make it creepy.
Sounded like iced tea.
Yeah, it was like Ice T and Mike Tyson fucked and had a weird kid. Alright. So, now back on track of how Pat fucking hates Thanksgiving. Turkey's an inferior bird, evidently. But then they just talk about the pace and durability, how it could be a big factor in the Aldo and Holloway fight, which is a good point. And what I really like about that show is they get really in-depth on, both do a lot of tape study and both are really good at recalling tape study, which I am awful at. I do a decent amount of tape study. I'm terrible at remembering what I watched. Maybe it's the weed or beer. I'm not going to say it is. I'm not going to say it's not. But it probably doesn't help. They're really good at recalling stuff, and their analysis of stuff a lot of times is either really on point or really off point, and they're comfortable being wrong,
I've
which
seen
is
that.
Helpful. Because they're always the dudes who are like, I love when I'm wrong, because then I get to learn this whole new world of
I was gonna say, speaking of just kind of fight analyses, shouts out to BJJ Scout on YouTube.
Yeah.
Ben Askren actually did a shout out to him on MMA.
I caught that on MMA.
I don't know who the hell this guy is, but he's a fucking genius.
Yeah, well, because he did a great series on I think Ben Askren's gift wrapping and a couple other techniques he uses. So I thought that was that was super cool. That's actually in my notes here somewhere.
That guy needs a podcast.
Yeah, holy shit, dude. Him and Jack Slack should be on the same goddamn podcast. You want to talk about a fucking good show. Dude, start that Patreon. Somebody start that. Get them on there with Luke Thomas. How fucking good would that show be? Let's see. Some other stuff they pointed out. Connor Rebush pointed out that Max's guard and 1-2s are super similar to the Diaz brothers. They like to do a lot of the reaching to find space and seem kind of bigger. And a lot of straight ones with a long looping 2 over the top after it. I thought that was a good point. Because you always think... I always wonder how much of that is because Max fucking loves the Diaz brothers, number one. And because he fights similar to them. But also, that motherfucker, I see him, you know why he started Stockton slapping people in the cage? Number one, because he loves the Diaz brothers. Number two, because he kept playing as the Diaz brothers on EA UFC 2 online, and Stockton slapping the shit out of everybody. And then during the Aldo fight, Stockton slaps the shit out of him. You're like, what the fuck, bro? I think it was Aldo. Maybe it was the fight before.
No, it was Aldo. He raised his hands.
Yeah, raised his hands.
It was at the end of the second round when Aldo... Because Aldo connects pretty hard, but he didn't go fuck. He just wanted to slap him.
And he raises his hands with... Why you know it's an EA UFC move is because in the EA UFC, you can only Stockton slap after you raise your hands out. Because that was how the button combination worked. You had to taunt with your hands out and then Stockton slap. He's a fucking madman, and he's super funny. If you guys have not checked out his Twitch stream, link in the description. I highly recommend it. But yeah, they just had a great breakdown of that. Here's a great quote, and exactly why I love Connor Rebush. Connor's talking about how he went back and rewatched tape, trying to see what happened in the last fight. What can Aldo do to adjust? He says the phrase, "What can my sweet boy Jose Aldo do different in the rematch?" Because, he's the biggest goddamn Jose Aldo fan. And then he starts rewatching it. And he's like, "Oh, well, if you use more of... Oh, no, he tried that and Max adjusted." And just that over and over. So, pretty funny. They mentioned how weird Verdum versus Overeem fights always end up being. And how they're fucking weirdos. Mentioned it'll be super important that Eddie avoid leg kicks in the Gaethje fight, because you can't eat 70 leg kicks or whatever the fuck Gaethje's going to throw at you if you let him. And they're both picking Overeem via slickness, which I thought was interesting, because I haven't heard a lot of Overeem picks on the podcast.
Just what? There's a skill over inexperience kind of fight?
Yeah. They both are kept giving the caveat of we would not be surprised if Overeem just gets deaded in the face. But they just kept saying there's a giant chasm in the skill of both of them. So it's just a really good example of how solid and on point that show can be. And I'm a big fan of both those guys. Pat Wyman and Connor Rebush are very underrated in my opinion. So that was my can't miss this week. Did you have any new shows or anything other than the one you mentioned?
Yeah, another one that I listened to a little bit of was called The New Sweet Science.
Never even heard of that one.
And it was funny because remember the fucking that movie Never Back Down 2 that we watched? Mm-hmm. The Sweet Science, bro. The something caves. I was like, God damn it. Is it this asshole? Evan Peters, the actor? Is this your fucking podcast?
That would be good.
That'd be funny. But the first thing they said, I only wrote 4 sentences. They said, "Is Yancy Medeiros Max Holloway's Artem? We hope not." It's fuck.
What does that even mean?
Basically, is he just his boy, his sidekick? On every card he's on.
Yancey's been around longer than Max.
Yeah, so there's just a shit comparison. They said if you don't agree with someone, then clearly you're a casual. They said Bisping had never been finished in the first round ever until last week.
That's an interesting fact. I didn't know that.
And then the last thing I put is, this is really impressive. Kelvin Gastelum has been the main or co-main event in his past 8 consecutive fights. Look at his last 8 opponents. Super impressive. What's not impressive is him almost missing weight at 185.
Yeah. Although, I mentioned before the podcast last week, or I think during the podcast last week, Kelvin Gastelum overseas not eating his own regular food that he's used to. I bet you fucked him. I bet you. Because he doesn't have a nutritionist, does he?
No, not right now.
Yeah, so he's just doing his own shit, which means he's, I guarantee you he's not prepackaging fucking food and stuff. He's, winging it.
He's just being hypocrite, saying, "I don't trust anyone." It's well, try not trusting yourself first. And then
try not trusting the refrigerator as much.
Damn, dude, I can have one. I can have one Sunday at McDonald's
Dog.
before China's
One
fight.
Cali burrito will not.
Yeah, really. One.
He loves burritos. I'm
God damn
pretty
it.
sure I've heard him use the phrase California burrito.
God damn.
I'm pretty positive.
Oh,
he is in
man.
LA. Like,
Yeah.
would not be surprised, bro.
Or is he somewhere? He's in the OC or Newport Beach, I guess, basically LA.
Yeah, somewhere in that area. Cool, man. Yeah, that show sounds weird. But maybe I'll check it
But it
out
wasn't
sometime.
bad. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it sounds like a show like if it was a slow week and it shows up, you pull it from MMA Podcast.
Yeah, of course.
Dude, yeah, that's such a good resource. But yeah, I'll that's like one of the ones I'll check out one of these days that I have on a list somewhere of like, hey, if you're out of ideas. But speaking of out of ideas, I found the weirdest fucking podcast ever. This is only an MMA related podcast because UFC fighter Eric Koch is on it.
Oh, cool.
It is called Worst Fireteam Ever. Have you ever played the game Destiny, Chris?
No, but I've like seen some of it.
So this is a podcast about the game Destiny.
Oh, is this the one with... Wasn't there a comedian on here? Eric Griffin?
Eric Griffin.
What the fuck?
Also, a comedian.
Please tell me Eric Griffin has like a kid that plays it too or something like that.
No, Eric Griffin loves
He's
Destiny.
just a goddamn nerd.
Yeah, he doesn't have
Alright.
kids, I don't think. Yeah, so Eric Koch.
Why not though? Fuck it, right?
Yeah, so here's the cast. Craig Efros, who I'm not sure what he's from. Stephen Lee, who's Bobby Lee's little brother. Eric Koch, the UFC fighter. Frank Castillo of Roast Battle fame out in, at the Comedy Store. And, of course, guy who used to work the door at the Comedy Store. And Eric Griffin. And they just talk about Destiny.
Monteezy.
It's fucking hilarious. That's literally how they met. Is fucking Eric Koch like loves workaholics, followed Montez, fucking Eric Griffin. And one day they were in a server or something. No, they got matched up during some raid or some bullshit they were doing.
Hey, is this Montez?
No, they just happened to mention. They're like, "Oh, you should follow me on Twitter or whatever," because they like became friends or whatever during it. They're like, "Oh wait, I'm already following you." I'm like, "Wait, are you Eric Koch?" He's like, "Wait, are you Montez from Workaholics?" So that's how they met each other, and then they talk a bit about how they started playing Destiny. By the way, you guys, it's not MMA related, full disclosure. But I just thought it was cool as shit that Eric Koch has a fucking Destiny podcast.
That's funny.
It's a good podcast, man. I don't even play Destiny, but it's a good podcast. But Eric Griffin opens talking. Well, first off, shitting on Bobby Lee for having a super young girlfriend, or Bobby Lee's brother, I should say.
Wait, how old's the brother? Probably like 30 and the
Oh
girlfriend's like
God,
20?
more than that probably. Bobby Lee's in his 40s. People just don't know because he's Asian, gorgeous looking.
Good point.
Also super nice from San Diego. I should point out.
Oh yeah. Huh.
I met him in La Jolla, just like at my fucking I was hanging out at my girlfriend's coffee shop in like fucking high school or whatever, the one she worked at. He just walked by, told me about his shitty breakdancing movie with Jamie Kennedy. It's like, sounds great, bro. Let's see. But anyway, they talked about evidently fucking so Steve Lee, Bobby Lee's brother, had a it-themed surprise party thrown for him by his girlfriend. Just the weirdest fucking
really,
shit
really
ever.
Frightening or really it's either frightening or it's awkward.
Yeah, really weird. But Eric Griffin brings up that the reason why he started playing Destiny was because Bobby Lee and Steve made it, like, talked him into it. They all started playing together. So, and eventually that led to all these dudes playing together, including, like, Eric Koch and all the other guys. But I thought it was funny that basically Bobby Lee is the reason there's a Destiny podcast with fucking Eric Griffin and Eric Koch both on it. Just so fucking weird, man. They bring up stuff like shooting the caves back in like 2014 and how you could get loot from it. Just weird Destiny shit. Let's see. Eric Koch also evidently. So I'm talking about the first episode right now. I should mention. I first listened to the pilot. Evidently, Craig is awful when it comes to most of the weapons. Evidently, Eric Koch is super fucking good, and everyone constantly gives him shit for being too good. Eric Koch at one point during the show says he's going to be fighting in Vegas in December.
Oh, neat.
Which he's not. Or at least he doesn't have a fight schedule.
For what weight class is that guy? Like light heavyweight?
No, I don't remember. I want to say he's like a 55, 70, somewhere in there. I could be wrong, though. I'm really bad at weight classes. You can look it up if you want while I'm pulling, because I saw it.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
KOCH Eric with a K.
Yep, or as they call it in Germany, Cox, the penis man.
Yeah, Eric the Cox. And then I listened to the episode 8 General Grievances, where they basically just...
I see what they did there.
Yeah, well, they basically went through and complained about all of each other and when they're playing Destiny. Like, Craig brings up the phrase KD whoring.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Eric starts going after Eric starts going after Steve for sending weird Xbox messages and never showing when he's online. Steve starts doing dip. Eric Koch does dip at one point. Koch is clearly the best of the group, and they say he constantly reminds them of it. Eric Griffin calls him the Floyd Mayweather of their group.
Yeah, he's a 155er, Eric Koch.
Yeah, I thought so. Let's see. Oh yeah, Eric, and then like it's just a bunch of.
That doesn't look like someone that would open it. I play Destiny.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's just Eric Griffin and Eric Koch and those dudes just all shitting on each other because they're like half comics and then Eric Koch. So like Eric Koch is just like they're all complaining like, Eric, you get so into this shit and you're just like all serious about it and you're like, you guys are fucking up my KD. And meanwhile like fucking what's his face? Not Craig. What's the other dude? Shit. Not
Eric?
Koch. No, there's two Erics, there's a Koch, there's Steve, and then there's the other guy. Frank Castillo, from the Comedy Store. They're just complaining like Eric Koch's yelling at Frank Castillo to stop smoking bongwoods and talking about Thai food and start playing. It's like, it's so dumb. It's a goofy ass podcast. It has little to do with MMA other than Eric Koch once mentioned he was going to fight in December this year. But they've only been doing it since I think September, so pretty fun. They also in that episode talked a lot about like old games they used to be into, like GoldenEye and shit. Talk about weird shit they like doing in GTA 5. I don't know. I thought it was a fun episode, and I was curious to hear Eric Griffin and Eric Koch on the same show talking about Destiny. So weird. It was weird enough that I thought it should be mentioned that that's a thing that exists in the world, because I had no goddamn idea until last week. So, do you have any other podcasts you want to shout out?
I think that was... I mean, Luke Thomas live chat had some pretty good stuff.
He also got a new router and modem, which means his audio and video quality is so much goddamn better.
I think I did hear that. He's basically talking about... Someone mentioned Jonathan Snowden being an asshole.
Yep.
But he said that's good for MMA because cognitive dissonance, basically viewpoints that challenge your own, is important to the sport. Well, it's important to a lot of things, really, just
for
in
sure
life in general.
And Jon Snowden, like, while he's a dick, he does have like prescient moments.
Yeah, he writes for Bleacher Report. I've seen some of the stuff he's written. I think he does a good job.
His Twitter is why people call him a dick.
Oh, does he just strike back at people?
Oh,
like,
he just claps at everybody on Twitter. He's like fucking shits on everybody, especially Dana.
Oh, and there you have it. Then he's talking about there's no advancement of new gloves for the UFC in the future, at least not right now.
Yeah, which is weird because that was like a big talk for a while.
Yeah. Then he's talking about how it's actually kind of fucked up how some fighters get away with just throwing steroid accusations out at people, because technically does that really fall under a fair form of attacking someone? Not really.
Yeah.
It's basically, libel. Or
slander.
No, libel's written. Excuse me, slander.
Yeah.
Libel's written. But yeah, and that's a good point too.
For sure.
Uriah Faber, and a lot of people who like this guy's on steroids.
I mean, I think that was Cody first.
Well, he did it too, but Uriah leading up to his fight with Dominic last
Oh,
year, he was like,
I thought you meant TJ.
He was like TJ's on roids.
Cody said TJ taught us how to do roids. You're like, wait, what? You realize what you just said, right? It's not.
Showed obviously Chad Mendez by half of us.
He handed us this cream, bro, for our psoriasis. Anyway, let's see. Do you have any others?
Anakin Florian was aight.
It is aight.
Yeah.
I had nothing of note really from that other than like Brian Stan called in to talk about what he's doing.
I like how they said Li Jinglang
cool.
looks like a legit martial artist and is good for Chinese mixed martial arts.
For sure.
Yeah, Brian Stan was talking about on there, and Yeah, he was just basically saying Bisping shouldn't have fought so soon. Look what happened to Forrest Griffin. He fought Anderson Silva a week after he got finished, and one little jab made him go night-night.
And Rogan brought that up, too, during one of his podcasts that he did of his MMA show. Actually, which segues nicely, because I was going to say, Rogan did do 2 MMA shows since the last time we recorded. One he did in Hawaii, where he talked about the quick turnaround of Bisping and a bit about the last card, and then broke down 218. His breakdown of 218 is weird, though. He's in a weird mood. I don't know, like, if he's just, like... I don't know if he got weed in Hawaii, or if he is just, like, it's early in the morning and he's drinking coffee, or it's late at night and he's, like, sober. I don't know what's going on, but he's weird. He's really excited about David Tamor, though. He's called David Tamor and Drakkar Klose the sleeper fight on the card. And then in the third show, he did have Brendan Schaub on, where they just... It's Brendan Schaub and Joe Rogan talking MMA. You've heard it. You know what it is. It was that. Brendan did drop some bombs, though. Brendan says that... Let's see. He's adamant GSP won't fight at 85 again. He says it's not going to happen. He said Brendan told him that... source told him Kane won't be ready for 220 against Stipe.
When will he be ready, man? Like, fuck.
Yeah. Well, he just says he won't be ready, so we're probably looking at the winner of the fight this weekend between Overeem and Ngannou. Yeah. Ngannou. Is it Ngannou or Ngannou?
I literally have no idea. Everyone says
I fuck it up
Ngannou.
constantly.
And Anik says Ngannou.
Whatever Anik says is the rule.
No, he literally says Francis Ngannou.
Okay. Because some people were saying the N was silent for a while. But I think
those are probably people who actually know how to pronounce it and no one else knows. I don't know.
Anik is the one... Well, no. Anik says it the way the person says it.
Oh, yeah, because he learns the phonetics.
They get the recordings.
It, right?
Laura Senko's good at that, too. Well, they get sent audio clips of the person saying their own name.
Oh.
So Anik studies those. That's why he nails everything.
Yeah, it's probably just Ngannou.
That's why I miss TJ DeSantis being the producer for Anik and Florian, because they would always have like the pronunciation of the week or whatever, and try and make Anik not fuck up someone's name on the card this weekend. And yeah, they talked about Shane fucking posted his retirement on Reddit, like live during the show.
Oh yeah, that's right. I saw that.
Yeah, he put up that retirement
I saw
post,
a glimpse of that.
which is kind of crazy. And then they just started, at a certain point, started watching Bob Sapp fights and shit. MMA Hour was fine. Matt Mitrione, Tiffany Timebomb was funny. And Tiffany did a cool spoken word video on anxiety that was pretty rad. It caught me off guard. She also stole Ariel's Fedor bobblehead, which was tight.
Oh, yeah, I remember he mentioned that.
Stole it right off the desk and walked out. I don't even know if she gave it back either, because he kept asking about it the rest of the time.
He's pretty mad.
Rory calls in to talk Rory things. Paige Van Zandt is ungoddamn bearable. She's fucking awful.
I think I'm going to start my own cooking show.
Yeah, she's ducking everybody. Let's see. Askren calls in, talk about how he also hates Thanksgiving food, just like Pat Wyman. Wonder what's in common with those. I wonder if Josh Gross hates Thanksgiving food. Because that would be the trifecta of, like, grumpy white dudes who everyone is not a big fan of. That's hilarious. Eddie Alvarez calls in, talk about the fight. And Calvin called in. And then at the end, in the MMA After Hour, I think people missed this. Jessica I did call in and address the Paige Van Zandt shit and be like, yo, that's complete bullshit. Ariel, I just tweeted you a picture of the contract they sent me to fight Paige. So everything she said was complete garbage. And Ariel's like, yeah, well, I did also speak to Valentina's manager, and they did say that it was 100% confirmed that that fight was like in the works, and then Paige just backed out. And then on another podcast, I forget who it was, Dana during the fucking scrum admitted that, or maybe it was Faber. I think Dana admitted that Faber was the one that called him and got Paige out of the fight against Jessica I.
Oh god,
which is fucking hilarious. Because they're like, it's not right for her career. She's coming off a win. Jessica's coming off a loss.
I thought she left Team Alpha Male.
Yeah. That's what I thought too, bro. Dana White says otherwise.
Okay.
Fucking ridiculous. Fights Gone by 60 was great. That was very close to being a catch for me.
Oh, yeah, I did listen to that.
Talked a lot about the history of Meta Morris and how fucking ridiculous it was. The Schaub shutdown came up. he talked about he was pleasantly surprised about the Chinese fighters.
What was the thing he was talking about? He needs to brand his dong. Someone bet him something.
Oh yeah, he did talk about how I forget what it was, but he said he would UFC hot dog brand his dong, because if you don't know, at one point the UFC sold hot dog brands. That was a thing for sale.
Oh my God.
It was like it's the oldest MMA joke on forums.
Is
it's
it
real
like
good.
those shitty hot dogs like S-Bar?
No, it's like a brand it's a piece of metal that you heat up and brand a hot dog with.
Oh, like a brand. I thought you meant like they had their own brand of hot dogs, like in a package.
They brand a brander. Whatever.
Enjoy a USC dog.
Yeah,
fuck.
Exactly.
Like what they did at every event.
Yeah,
The fucking chef has a little brand.
So that's what he was talking about. Is he'll UFC hot dog brand his dog.
Sure.
Co-main event 283. We talked about. Did we talk about that? How it was good?
No.
They talked Tough 26 finale. Abraham Lincoln wrote in to ask about Gaethje versus Alvarez, the most violent war of all time. That was a great moment in podcast history. Yeah, just a good episode of co-main, but nothing stood out. Monday morning analyst Luke was great, breaking down Zabit's win. And
oh yeah, I remember I listened to that. He's basically, this dude is legit. He's like, I don't say this often, but
his Neon Belly game, he was real high. He's like,
this guy already has championship material in him right now.
Absolutely, yeah, that's what he says.
He's like, Mark Henry was absolutely right when he was telling people that this dude's gonna blow you away.
Yep. Then that's about it. I mean, I listened to MMA Heat 140. Karen's out of town, and Alan's audio is kind of fucked up. Talked 5 rounds. BBC MMA show was alright. Care Don't Care was good, but like, also, did you think they were going to care about the Tough 26 finale? And Anakin Florian we talked about. So that's about all I had. Did you have any others?
No, kind of helped me cover the other ones.
Perfect. I think the only news that came out this week, Ricardo Lamas versus Josh Emmett got confirmed, which I already stole Ricardo Lamas in fantasy. So eat that elbow to the face, Josh Emmett. Sorry, bro. Gokhan Saki is out of his fight against Khalil Roundtree with a knee injury. I saw that, man.
That's going to be so sick.
Yeah, that's a bummer. Hector Lombard versus CB Dalloway confirmed. 2 guys I didn't know were still employed by the UFC.
I knew Lombard, no idea CB Dalloway was.
Wow.
So that's interesting
fight. That's a statement. Cormier versus Volcan got confirmed for 220. Believe you me, took the week off. They'll be back Monday. Amanda Lemos, not Amanda Leal, got flagged.
Lamos?
No, Lemos. Amanda Lemos got flagged by USADA. So,
she's lame now. Yeah.
Yeah. good shit. See, people were even laughing outside. It was so good. Nate posted a clip on Instagram of Dana saying the Tyron Nate fight was never offered. And then Nate wrote, "Shut up, bitch. You're both thirsty. Why you lying?" And played the clip of him slapping Dana in the face. Which is like, yep. Nate Diaz Instagram, real good. So that's all the news I had. Is there nothing else? Oh, other than the fucking Tough 26 drama, which we'll get into.
Yeah, we'll mention that.
But we'll be back after the clowns outside stopped deciding that we're hilarious, because I mean,
I know, right? I mean, I kind of thought I was a comedian when I was like 9.
I appreciate it, but laugh tracks are like, they're not a good look, you know?
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and wrap this segment here, but you guys can listen to a clip of Brendan Schaub talking about the Dublin Punisher, Conor McGregor himself. It's real fucked up, and well, you'll see what I mean. And also, I'll show Chris a clip of what Brendan's fucking wearing during this episode, as you'll see on our artwork, because it's goddamn ridiculous.
Happy Madison.
Get in your hole!
Some bitch.
Okay, so I'm sorry, is this the plot of The Punisher or Batman?
Sounds like
You're telling me Conor McGregor has a friend who's caught in this dark underworld who he grew up with, and his friend was getting harassed, and this other mafia guy was harassing Conor McGregor's family too. They found out where he was. And
his friend's family.
His friend's family.
Conor's friend's family. Yeah.
Okay, so it's a close friend of Conor's. Mm-hmm. This dude's harassing his family. They're obviously in in the underworld. For lack of a better term, the mafia. And Conor McGregor puts on his Irish Batman outfit finds out where this guy is and slaps him around because he's harassing his friend, I have a hard time having a problem with this. And now I hear there's a hit of $900,000 on him. Good luck with that.
Whoa.
Good luck with that. All of Dublin has Connor's back.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
All right, we are back. That was a ridiculous ass clip of Brendan talking about the Irish Batman, or AKA the Dublin Punisher.
AKA, my name is Brandon Schaub. I don't know anything about comics, so since comics are considered kind of cool now, let me be hipsterish and put my backwards hat on and look like Billy Madison and think I know what I'm talking about.
I mean, he looks a lot like a fucking Adam Sandler character, doesn't he? It's kind of ridiculous, so... Oh, man. Anyway, we'll move on. We're going to quickly break down, or actually do a recap of last week's UFC Shanghai Fight Night 122 Bisping vs. Gastelum card. It was... So, did you see this card?
Nope.
None of it?
Nope.
Wow. All right, well, this will be a quick recap.
I was sound the fuck asleep.
This will be a super quick recap.
I went to bed at 1.
Well, this will be a real quick recap then.
I saw highlights.
Yeah, I mean, I only want to talk about a couple of them. It was a really fun card. It's also paced at a Fight Pass pacing, so I highly recommend you go back and check it out because it ended surprisingly early. I think it was done by like 5:30 or so, and it started at like 12:30. It was one of the
fastest progressing cards.
Yeah, I think it was like 5 hours altogether or something like that. And part of it was because they had a curfew on the stadium, so after a certain time the lights came on and nothing else could happen. And there was evidently a shitload of police in attendance too, which was weird. But because China.
Yeah, China.
But I only want to talk about a handful of them. Of course, main event, Bisping versus Gastelum. I happen to have Bisping because in the fantasy league and I picked him because I always end up picking fantasy people.
Like I picked Zach Otto because of fantasy.
Yep, and oh boy, did that not work out for me. Kelvin Gastelum has a nasty straight left, as noted in the name of the podcast, and by Jones Nose. Fucking brutal, dude. He dinged him with that 1-2 super goddamn hard.
Dude, that was nuts. He just took a dirt nap. Just felt like a pile of bricks.
Well, and Bisping threw a giant haymaker that put him off balance, and Gastelum just pieced him up, and then threw bombs after he went to the ground. Man, yeah, it did not last long, and really the first, Bisping came out swinging fucking heavy, which is kind of out of character for him. And then, Gastelum just timed that shit and pieced him apart. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I will reiterate what I've heard Brendan and Joe and a couple people say. I don't want to see Bisping fight in London. I'd rather him wait a year and get a fight in London or whatever.
I agree.
Or 6 months and do one in a different one in Europe.
I want him to have a brain. I don't want him to be on Fox Sports and just have some spontaneous stroke.
And an eyeball, also. Yeah. Jesus Christ. So, man.
And this just makes you want to see Kelvin Gastelum fight Tyron Woodley again at some point because these two guys hit so hard for welterweights.
This actually made me want to see Kelvin Gastelum fight Robert Whittaker, who we called out after the fight, because how fucking fun would that fight be?
It would be a good fight.
They both have very similar styles, and they're both really goddamn scrappy. Whittaker has a little bit tighter boxing. I feel like Gastelum has better wrestling, but Whittaker's counter wrestling is fucking incredible. Yeah. He shut down the OL, which is ridiculous. On one leg, fucking ridiculous. So, impressive performance though by Gastelum as always. Django Lang fucking killed your boy Zach Otto.
Good on Asian Tyler the Creator.
Yeah, he's a fucking beast, and I'm a big Django Lang fan. So
I hope he gets a push or something, or starts getting some top guys.
He earned it for sure. He's a beast, man. He's been fucking dudes up, and I believe he's training out of ACT or somewhere now, right?
Yeah, I think he's an American Top Team.
Yeah, so fucking just look for more absolute domination coming out of that dude going forward.
He's a lightweight, I believe.
I want to say either light or... Yeah, I want to say lightweight.
Well, it's either
right?
light or welterweight.
Yeah,
There's
it might
no
be
way he's a
welter.
featherweight.
Yeah, it's welter.
Welterweight, okay.
Which means you got to figure that dude's training with fucking Kamaru Usman on the regular, maybe.
Your boy.
No, Kamaru's Black Zillion.
Or your boy Colby.
Colby, yeah. I don't know.
Not a bad training partner.
Well,
though.
he's not Brazilian, so yeah, he probably is training with Colby.
I'm cool with the Chinese. Thought you'd throw a boomerang at me.
Yeah, he was cool with the Brazilians when they were training him to beat fucking Damian Maia, but after that, not so much. Guan Wong took the win over Alex Caceres. Should not have been a split decision. That's pretty clear.
Well, was it unanimous?
It should have been. I don't know why you would give that to Alex Caceres. Alex just kind of...
I was one highlight. I saw Caceres eat some gnarly right hook or some shit right in the fucking jaw.
Yeah, I would have expected him to implement more of a wrestling game, and he never really was able to put it together enough to get a win. I don't know. It was disappointing. Alex Garcia got the RNC over Muslim Salikov. This also, I should note, during this time of night is around the time I stopped remembering what was happening.
Did Muslim Salikov, did he actually use Kung Fu of some sort?
I think he tried
Tai
to
Chi?
up until he got fucking grounded and pounded and
See, because that's what happened. You try Kung Fu, it's effective if they don't know how to wrestle and they stand in front of you and do nothing, but until someone's not trying to wrestle you, good luck.
Yeah, he's no monkey god, I'll put it that way.
That Brooks guy.
Yeah. Zabit fucking...
More like Zabeast.
Yeah, Zabeast got the win over Shayman Moraes via Anaconda late in the third. Man, dude is just such a monster. Shayman Moraes is fucking legit, and people are sleeping on that dude. I guarantee you after this fight.
Yeah, Luke Thomas was praising him. They're like, this guy's already a beast, and
dude, if you go back,
made him look stupid.
Yeah, if you go back and watch his previous footage, he has fought some fucking monsters, and he is very goddamn good.
Imagine if you're Moraes, you're like, wow, everyone was telling me I was a beast, and I just got fucking handled by this dude.
Yeah,
so,
if I remember right, Moraes...
I would reevaluate my fucking career.
Yeah, that's right. Moraes fought Palomino and Robbie Peralta and Marlon Moraes. That's a fucking killer's lineup, and he beat 2 out of 3. Man, yeah, tough fucking fight though, and Zabit is legit.
Mark
Look
Henry's
the fuck
right
out
so
for
far,
that, dude. Yeah,
I think they give him a top. They got to give him a top 15 guy next.
I would hope so.
Mark Henry's at least gonna ask Dana someone.
Yeah, so I actually dropped Zabit on fantasy after this win because he was a flex and I could use the space, and he's not gonna have a fight for a bit.
Yeah,
but he's good enough to where I had that
3. Probably get him back.
Exactly, but he's good enough to where I had that moment where I'm like, maybe I should hold on to Zabit, but I could use the points.
That's kind of how I felt about Gregor Gillespie. Oh, they're probably gonna fight each other. Now I think about it, he's a fucking featherweight too. It's promising. That's actually
that'd be a fun fight.
Yeah.
For sure. Let's see.
Keenan Song. Is this Yadong? No, the other guy's Yadong.
Keenan Song killed Bobby Nash in 15 seconds, evidently.
Oh, yeah. I was like, wow.
I don't even remember this, to be honest.
Wow.
I don't remember this happening.
Dude, that must have just been a flash KO.
Yeah, you know what?
Seconds.
Here, I'll go ahead and talk about the next one. I'll pull up that fucking Keenan Song fight while we're talking.
Chaonan Yan, I don't know how to say her name.
Sure.
Beat Kylan Curran. I guess it's Kylan. I don't know. Didn't see this fight at all, except that someone on Reddit, I believe, said Curran has lost 6 fights in a row.
Is that right? That seems like too many.
That seems like way too much.
4. Yeah, it's
5.
4.
No.
Oh, she's
4.
She's 1. She's
1 and 6. She's 1 and 6. Not less.
No, 1 and 7. Oh, 1 and 6. 1 in 7.
That's what I meant. Yeah. Christ. Okay. Well, they're close. She's lost 5 in a row now.
Yeah.
4 in a row now.
And she had moments once again in this fight, but I don't know. She gets into scrambles and she doesn't win them a lot of times. And she got bombed on a little bit in the face in this one, if I remember right. I don't really have much to say about most of these. Is it time for UFC cut ties with her? I don't know, man. I like Kaylin Curran.
Hashtag UFC Hawaii. She's there. I don't know.
I mean, if that's ever a thing, yeah, bring her back on board. Until then, I don't know. Yadong, your boy Yadong, got the RNC.
Dude, Reddit was loving that. They're like, I bet this guy's got a piece. Just all thread.
That checks out. Shouts out to Reddit. That is 100% checks out.
Oh, and he beat our boy Barry Badgernath via guillotine choke.
Oh, that's right, Barry Badgernath. Who's Barry Badgernath?
Yeah, I remember someone on Reddit, like, as an Indian who pretty much didn't see any representation except for that new heavyweight. This hurt my heart. It's like, damn, I bet.
Yeah, for real. That's rough.
Because you already know there's probably some badass fucking Indian fighters out there that's not represented enough.
Oh,
there's
for
a lot
sure.
of countries, really. There's probably... You know what's scary? There's probably some legit killers who could actually probably beat a top 5 guy in the UFC. It's just whether or not they get a chance.
I've seen a decent amount of
know.
SFL.
Yeah.
I've seen a decent amount of Super Fight League. I don't think they yet. But yeah, I don't know.
I shouldn't say that. I
We'll
should say
see.
potential-wise.
Yeah, possible.
There's always someone out there that's a freak.
Ben
Ben Askren.
So you want to see Keenan kill Bobby Nash? Go ahead and put this on real quick in the background while we talk about it. Oh, God. Fucking Jesus, scared me.
Right. Oh, here we go.
Here
Perfect.
we
Right
go.
before the lightning bolt.
Yeah. Well, that's how this works.
Yep.
So it comes out,
All right.
touch hands,
Okay, quick little jab by Nash.
a little bit of...
Someone got kicked in the dick already.
First off, already kicked to the dick, so you know there's going to be a knockout immediately.
Oh, that's why Reddit said he's got a piece on him, clearly.
Oh, yeah. And
Oh,
that's the
Christ
fight.
almighty. Wow.
And then Yadong just pounds his face in.
Oh, yeah. And then Nash was still trying to wrestle him. Like, go to...
Hell is still trying to wrestle
My
him
God.
while Herb Dean's trying to guillotine him or RNC him from the side. It was, super impressive, but he just clipped him super fucking hard. Alright, who else did we... Oh, I had Jan, you had Curran, we had Pangalang, who I'm guessing that was Yadong. I don't know how we got
What?
We got Pangalang
What?
somehow. We'll have to go back and listen to last week's episode.
What the fuck
I
is
guess.
Pangam? Oh, I think he had a different name on like a Wikipedia, or it's like a
I
nickname.
think so,
I think
something
someone
like
called
that.
him Pangalang
Yeah, something like
on like
that.
the UG. You said, I think you mentioned something. That
Maybe I
Pangalang.
made that up. Rolando.
Oh. It has to do something with the Jangalang joke
I'm
with Li
sure,
Jinglang.
yeah.
And they're like, well, he's Pangalang. We don't even remember why.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I got a little trash last week. All right, we'll keep going on.
This surprised me.
Rolando D or Gina Mazzani?
I'm
Oh,
looking
you
at
mean
the wrong
Shamil?
thing.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, Chase Sherman got knocked the fuck out by
that
Shamil
was weird.
Abdurakhimov. Man, impressive ass performance. Chase Sherman just got clipped. If I remember right, it was off like a weird scramble. Chase Sherman turns like to get out of a clinch exchange,
it's like
and he
uppercut,
follows
right?
him and bangs
Yeah.
him around the side like an
like
angle.
in the ear, right? Probably like.
Yeah, and puts him out. And then follows up with some nasty ground and pound. Super impressive performance, and putting a stop to Chase Sherman, who was on a pretty good run up until then. So,
Yeah.
breathed some life back into that dude, who I believe before this had a bunch of decisions.
I remember
right?
someone on Reddit commented like that. Like Chase Sherman didn't even last as long. No, they said Chase Sherman lasted about as long as his average GIF he posts on Twitter.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's rough. Shamil's last 4 wins before this were all by decision.
Oh, of
so.
course, this guy's from Dagestan.
Yeah, so it was kind of impressive to see him go out and just fucking put the wood to a dude. No homo. Gina Mazzani got the win. I don't have a lot to say about it. Rolando D got the win. Don't have a lot to say about it. And Cyril Asker got the RNC in the second round.
Oh, D beat Waluigi?
Yeah, G did beat Waluigi, which we both picked, so worked out well.
Oh.
All right. Well, we will go ahead and wrap that there. I don't think any other big cards went on last weekend that I watched.
Oh, not that I paid attention to.
I will talk a little bit right here about The Ultimate Fighter. If you guys had not seen Season 26 of The Ultimate Fighter, if it wasn't for what happened today, I would say you should definitely go back and watch it because it's really good. However, it's pretty much irrelevant at this point. None of it matters. It's like the fucking whose line is it anyway of TV shows. The fucking points don't matter.
I was going to say this. I think it was the Way of the Warrior that mentioned. I think it was their show that mentioned it. They said you look at the Ultimate Fighter, it needs to die, but they said the only exceptions as far as like putting a championship label on it I don't know who it showed. It was probably some other show, but they said they need to stop putting a championship label and slapping it on tough just to try to make it watchable.
Yeah.
They said they said look at guys like Michael Bisping who took years and years and years of beating basically top competition. He didn't get a title shot till he was basically at the end of his career, which is true. They're like this season, like what, the only real legit seasoned fighter besides like Roxanne is like Deanna Bennett probably is up there.
There's a handful.
There's a handful, but
there's like,
they're
it's
saying
like 50-50.
Yeah, they said it makes it credible when there's more people like Roxanne and people who've been there and been around for a while.
Yeah, but like, really, y'all motherfuckers require people to be around from like 05?
Yeah, see,
like, Roxanne's been around
forever.
Yeah,
they're jumping it.
Like, because for example, fucking Lauren, like Deanna Bennett has been around forever. Lauren Murphy's been around forever. No offense to any of these women, I just mean like they've been fighting and they've been a name in the sport for a while.
Yeah, they've been fighting.
Like Deanna Bennett, fucking Barb Honchak has had a belt for a long time in Invicta at 25, and only like didn't lose the belt, just went on hiatus because I believe injuries or something. So yeah, people just don't follow fucking Invicta is why a lot of people talk shit like that. But you also do end up with girls like Shayna Dobson, who's like, I think she's like maybe 2-1, 3-1, something like
Nico
that.
Montano's only 3-2.
Yeah, well, she's 3-2, except she just murdered like 4 killers in the house. So
yeah, she's the exception. She's like, if you're good, you're good. Doesn't matter how many fights you've had.
Well,
You're bound to be good. Excuse me.
And I believe her first 2 fights were losses, and then she's gone on a run since then.
Oh, okay.
I
Probably
believe
change camps or change coaches.
Something like that, I believe. But yeah, she's a goddamn beast. So we'll be back in the next break after this next break, and we will break down the Tough 26 card as well as the 218 card, which is gonna be dope. We also might talk a little bit about Bellator. Because I want to say there's someone interesting fighting on that. So we'll talk about that. I'll bring up also, I went through, if you guys don't know about Grabaka Hitman, or I should say Kaposa's weekly fight schedule that he puts out. I think it's Grabaka Hitman Blogspot. There's probably a dash in there somewhere. Just Google that shit. I'll have a link in the description. But he goes through and lists off all the fucking events, and there is a fuck ton of events happening this weekend, so we'll be back. I'll list off some of those that I'm interested in seeing, and we'll give our picks coming up. So until then, you can listen to this clip. What was this clip? It is, of course, it's the MMA Outsiders talking about something. It's the MMA Outsiders talking about how Josh Gross is tired about hearing about fucking pay-per-view sales.
Well, we talked about how big UFC 218, how we felt that was going to do.
We didn't talk numbers. One, because like generally I don't care. It's like I got this response a couple weeks or last week on Twitter. Something about a fight that the UFC put out, and I was like, this is an awesome fight. And the first response I get is like, oh, it won't draw. And I'm like, why do you give a shit? Like, why do you care? It's not your money, it's not your business. Like, enjoy the event that they're putting on. That fight is what you should care about. Not some weird obsession and fetish with like pay-per-view numbers.
We are back. So we are going to talk about some of the upcoming fights this week. That was a clip of Josh Gross just not being happy with all you momos on Twitter talking about. I'm assuming it's not this audience because y'all are brilliant and enlightened individuals who are aware that no one gives a fuck what WME, IMG, or Endeavor, as they like to call themselves nowadays, are making on pay-per-views. It's always weird to me when people are like, bro, that fight won't make money. I'm like, I don't give a fuck if the fight makes money, dog. Like, that's cool. That's not 0% care. Askren versus GSP might sell nothing. Still want to see that fight more than anything. So
I think we all do.
Yeah, I you gotta know, right? Like, I just want to know. But anyway, there is a crazy amount of combat sports content coming out this weekend. I want to quickly, we'll give our picks on the big cards, but there is Glory 48 starting on Friday, I think at like 4:30 Pacific, which does have Tiff Time Bomb on it, which I'm a big fan of. And that card, the non-Fight Pass portion of it, has the semi and the semifinals and the finale of the middleweight tournament, which Glory is always fucking fun. If y'all want to see some giant people bludgeon each other with in kickboxing, and you want to see Tiff Time Bomb fuck some girls up, I highly recommend checking that out. Because, yeah, just a lot of fun. Glory is a cool event, and I love their announcer. It's the oldest, whitest dude. Are you ready for glory?
That's right.
It sounds like a fucking weird. If he was any more southern, it would sound racist. But it's luckily it's just on the edge where I'm like, it sounds old timey. Let's see. Oh, also Bellator 189 is on Friday, which is Julia Budd versus Arlene Blencowe. Which should be a fun fight. Blencowe, I believe, was she the one that blew weight? No, Dufresne blew weight. Blencowe made weight. So Julia Budd, of course,
I lied, by the way. I actually do recognize one name on here, which I will let you recognize before me.
Sure. Chad Njokuani?
Nope. Adam Piccolotti, the guy who beat Kimbo Slice. No, that's Seth Petrozzulli.
No, I was gonna say.
Fuck, there's some other Italian then.
Yeah, Adam Piccolotti definitely did not beat
I do
Kimbo Slice.
recognize the name Adam Piccolotti.
Yeah, you've seen him fight in Bellator.
Oh, okay. Damn it, that was Seth Petrozzulli.
Yeah, no.
One of those dumb wops.
Yeah, you know. Them fucking, them Italies. Yeah, so Julia Budd, I believe, is fighting for the 145 title in that fight against Arlene Blencowe. So that should be fun. Good to see Bellator actually doing something with 145 division.
That's sick.
Chris Honeycutt's fighting. He's fighting Rafael Lovato Jr. That should be a fun fight. Njokuani is fighting Kato. I don't remember a lot about Hisaki Kato. Njokuani is always interesting and fun to watch. Dave Caveman Rickles, always fun to watch, is again taking on your boy Adam Piccolotti. Marcos Galvão is taking on Sam Sicilia. There's another name you recognize.
Another WAP.
Yep. Alexis Dufresne is taking on Amber Librock. That should be a fun fight. So it's a pretty good Bellator card. Like, I think people are sleeping on it a little bit. It'll be fun, and I'll definitely have it up in one of the 3 windows I'm gonna have up on Friday of fucking Tough Finale, Bellator, and Glory. So that's gonna be a hectic ass Friday.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, pretty good Bellator card, and don't sleep on it, because I think it has a chance to be way better than the Ultimate Fighter card.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I honestly, those are like some pretty fun matchups, and like anytime Dave Caveman Rickles fights, like Jesus, hard not to be a fan of that. Marcos Galvão and Sam Sicilia are probably going to go out and bludgeon each other. Fucking Chidi Njokuani is probably going to bludgeon a motherfucker. Unless he gets wrestle fucked. Julia Budd's going to bring the heat.
He's going to bring the heat to the Bud.
That's right. So, it should be pretty fun. I highly recommend checking it out, especially if you don't want to catch a lot of Bellator. Also, I believe nowadays, since I totally watch it legitimately through TV and I never stream any Bellator fights, I know for a fact that you can watch Bellator live as long as you do it through their app now if you're on the West Coast, which about goddamn time. Because for a long time, as you all probably know, it was a 3-hour tape delay on the West Coast for no fucking reason other than, well, bro, Cops is running, so... You know, the West Coast needs another 3 hours of Cops before we can play the old UFC fights. Or Bellator fights in this case.
There's some pretty solid fights in here mixed in with the tough fighters.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and jump into the Ultimate Fighter finale, which has changed
start from the main
around
event,
a lot.
or should we just start from the bottom?
We will start from the bottom. I need to steal the Wikipedia so I can make a picks form. But why don't you go ahead and start at the bottom with the two girls you know nothing about?
Yeah, Jillian Robertson versus Emily Whitmire. I have no idea who these chicks are. Unfortunately, wish I did so I can know what the fuck I'm talking about. I think Jillian was on Tough, right?
They're both on Tough.
They both were.
Jillian, I believe, lost on Tough pretty early.
She was like the first fight of the first episode, I think. No, Roxanne.
Barb Honchak.
Yeah.
Barb Honchak TKO'd her in the second. Yeah, she's taking on Emily Whitmire. Emily Whitmire I was pretty impressed with during the show. She was the one who beat Christina Marks to then go on to lose to Roxanne Modafferi. She's tough. I believe she trains with... I want to say she trains with Misha, maybe? But she's super, super tough, and it's a fun fight. Both of them, actually. The sub that she got and the TKO from Roxanne.
And this next fight, I do remember seeing these two chicks. Just a disclaimer.
You gotta get picks still, but yeah.
Oh, fuck, I forgot. Either way, I think I saw about 3 episodes total of Top 26. And I know I'm gonna end up watching the rest of them.
So I went back and I actually watched all of them this last week, which I really appreciate doing, thanks to the fact that they don't matter anymore.
Who won what was the coach's challenge this year?
Also, thanks Fight Pass for giving us one whole fight.
Oh right, they're always like months late. That's weird. That's
fucking Jillian Robertson versus Emily. No, they have like the first 7 episodes up.
Oh, okay.
Maybe even 8 by now.
What was the coach's challenge?
They had to do a race in a pool.
Oh, more water shit.
Yeah, and Justin Gaethje almost drowned.
Oh, he's not a good swimmer.
I mean, he just came out the gates on fire, but no, he's also not a good swimmer on top of that. So he just, like, fucking almost drowned and finished, like, a good minute and a half after Eddie was, like, already out of the pool and dried.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. It was just classic Justin Gaethje, where he still kept swimming the extra, like, however many laps to finish it, even though he didn't have to.
That's great.
It was pretty good. So, I am going to take Emily Whitmire in this first fight. Because Emily Whitmire was way more impressive to me in the house. And
I know you hate this, but I'm going to agree with you because I don't want to just blindly pick Jillian Robertson, who I saw get murdered by Barb Honchak.
Yeah, so. And to be fair, I feel like most of these fights in these early ones, especially like the lower half of this Ultimate Fighter finale card, I feel like it's pretty one-sided. Like,
yeah,
the upsets are 100% possible because not only is it WMMA, but it's also WMMA from a tough house. So it's like double the chance of upsets because it's hard to tell what people are going to look like after they get out of tough. Plus, they're Invicta fighters, so it's like triple the fucking chance of upsets. Because Invicta, like half these girls at least have been in Invicta, and Invicta fights are always crazy and scrappy. But I feel like there's a lot of pretty clear picks on this card. However, this next one, not necessarily one of them. Ariel Beck's taking on Shayna Dobson, who are 2 of my favorite people in the house, but they're like no one's favorite person. Like they're kind of sleeper favorites. Like Ariel Beck's super fucking out of Montana.
Is she a wrestler or
from a farm?
What's Ariel Beck's style?
Boxer.
She's a boxer.
She's a boxer with like she's with like an okay wrestling game. And kind of more like a boxer brawler type.
I'm just asking if she's a wrestler because I remember Roxanne.
Neither one of them are wrestlers.
Well, I know because Roxanne fought Shayna Dobson the first episode of the season and destroyed her on the ground.
Yeah.
I know Shayna Dobson has decent jabs and some 1-2s, but
She's got some pop for sure.
I don't remember seeing Ariel Beck fight, so I don't know who the fuck I'd pick.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now. Well, so I'll put it this way. I believe when I was listening to MMA Vivisection with Connor Rebush and Zane Simon, shouts out to that podcast. Oh shit, I also forgot to shout out. If you guys want to hear some great picks for this card, it is not yet released, but if you go to the Between Rounds Patreon, TJ DeSantis is going to be doing a UFC 218 roundtable for UFC 218. And I bet you they'll give Ultimate Fighter 26 picks as well. But that's going to be a great podcast that should come out in the next day or two, so keep an eye out for that. But yeah, like I said, on Vivisection, they are actually leaning Dobson because she has good power and she has decent athleticism, whereas Ariel Beck has pretty like a little bit of a boxing history and some pop on her hands, but way less athleticism.
Yeah.
So, does that help your pick, or do you want to hear what I'm going to do? I'm going to go Ariel Beck. I don't think that's probably the smart pick.
That's how I was leaning, just because you said wrestling, kind of, but...
She doesn't really have any wrestling.
I'm just going to go Dobson. I don't give a shit.
There you go.
Because I do know who I'm picking the next fight, 100%. So that's nice.
Me too. But yeah, so I'm going Ariel Beck. I don't have any real faith, and I actually like, if I was to pick someone I like more out of these two, I'm not gonna lie, Shayna Dobson is one of my favorite fucking people in the house.
I'll just say this.
She's fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Her and her girlfriend are fucking both hilarious.
They did have pretty good timing.
Dude,
too.
It's hilarious. Her girlfriend in the fucking thing like, yo, I'm gonna miss you. Oh my god, get to bring me Wingstop. It's like, right. Damn, that's fucking cold but funny. I just thought that shit was hilarious. So, and she was great on the show. Like the interactions between Shayna Dobson and Sajara Eubanks were fucking great. Right. So I'm a big Shayna Dobson fan, but I just think Ariel Beck can maybe get enough clinch exchanges off and make it ugly enough to win it.
So this next fight between Rachel Ostovich and Karine Gevorgian is the fight between the two hottest chicks of this season, my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not into Armenians, really. So.
I thought she was a babe. So she's a babe. She's a babe.
There you go.
So,
Rachel Ostovich, she no disrespect to Babo.
Did she weigh in as Wonder Woman or whatever, like she always does? Or
no, Reebok, bro.
Or no, oh, that's what I'm thinking of Invicta.
Yeah.
Didn't she fight basically as Wonder Woman? Like it was literally like a Wonder Woman outfit?
It's a Wonder Woman one piece, yeah.
It's funny.
It's fucking dope.
But yeah, Karine Gevorgian, she looked like she had good striking, but she had absolutely zero wrestling or any sort of defense, any sort of ground game. Just out the window, nothing, nada. Yep. Unfortunately,
so also doesn't help that her coach was trying to translate to her through some.
I felt bad for Gaethje.
Big lady,
just like fuck. Don't get me wrong, Karine looks like she has good boxing, good striking. Like she looked pretty solid, but
yeah, she did
for the amount of experience she doesn't really have yet. But I feel like you bring her to a camp that's not Edmund or any other Armenian, or I'll go to a real Armenian camp.
Oh, so you mean like Edmund?
Is he really the only one?
I think so.
Fuck.
I don't know of any others.
Well, and then just go to.
She lives in Armenia.
Coach. Oh no, but she's still. Then she's safe because he's in LA. He's in Hollywood.
She's safe for now.
Yeah.
Edmund always has his ways. Also, I heard Ronda Rousey started a gym with Travis Brown, so maybe she could train there. Bow. Oh God,
that's upsetting.
I know. So who you leaning in this one?
Rachel for sure.
Yeah, I 100% think that's the case. So much so that I picked up Rachel on both of my fantasy teams or leagues.
Nice.
Because this is, I feel like, the clearest. If you guys want to fucking hit a giant parlay, I'm pretty sure this is the card to do it on. Man, there are some one-sided fucking fights on this card. It used to be worse before some of the changes in the lineup. Like, it was gonna be worse, but I feel like you can hit a decent, at least 3 to 4 person parlay, maybe 5, depending on how confident you are, just off of tough people alone. Because, man, some of these matchups are, I only see them going one way. Yeah. Like, if Karine is able to get a TKO in the first
something
2 minutes, 3 minutes, she'll win this. Otherwise, she's going to be on her back most of the fight and get subbed or TKO'd. Because Rachel is a beast wrestler, super underrated. She was one of my top 3 people I had coming into this season. The 3 people I thought were underrated and people needed to watch out for was Sarge, Roxy, and Rachel Ostovich, 2 of which were in the finale. To be fair, one missed weight. This is why the other one was in the finale, but still.
And I'll get to that too at the end.
Yeah, but I'm absolutely going Rachel on this. Up next, we got Andrew Sanchez versus Ryan James.
Andrew Sanchez, a fellow tough winner of years past.
That's right, and Ryan James, the hero of Stanton, the one they call James.
All right.
That was a real sweet Firefly reference for anyone who wants
I
to
haven't seen Firefly since it was out on TV.
Dog,
so
I saw Firefly for the first time like a year or two ago because of Girlfriend Karen.
Oh yeah,
that show's so goddamn good.
I was really happy that you told me that.
Oh my god, that show's so good.
Yeah, so it wasn't Joss Whedon's fault. He tried to save it. It was just the studio.
Yeah.
I think it was Fox that fucked him over.
Yeah, Fox has never fucked over a good show, Arrested Development. Anyway.
Family Guy originally.
And those were all during the same year, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Family Guy, 99, 2000.
Yeah, it's like all right in the same,
Firefly,
like, 2001 was Firefly, Arrested Development was like 2001, 2002. Maybe 04 when it got
No,
finished.
Arrested Development was 03, 03 to 06.
Well, no,
yeah.
I think last season was 03.
No, it went to 06 was the last season. Yeah, and it was like 3 years, 3 seasons. Yeah, because it was 3 seasons, remember? And they did the 4th one on Netflix.
Yeah, Save Our Blues.
Yeah. Well, not George Sr., unfortunately.
Well, not anymore.
Not anymore. I think it's all Oscar now.
Yeah.
Right? First someone on Reddit said, hey, they stole this man in the show. And it's trying to picture Oscar. Like, God damn it, you brilliant bastard.
That's amazing. Oh, man. I'm surprised there wasn't more fucking Aztec tomb jokes on Twitter.
Or Maka.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Anyway, back on track. So, of course, looking at Ryan James, he is coming off of the losses to Gerald Mearshart and Jack Marshman, and then the win before that to Keith Barish, who I don't even know who that is. I've seen that fight.
To Keith Barish.
I mean, I've seen the fight. I don't remember it. Andrew Alderte Sanchez, one of the best nicknames around.
It really is.
It's pretty good. Coming off the loss to Anthony Lionheart Smith via head kick and punches, which was
that was a crazy comeback. That Australian guy, right? He was New Zealander. I think he was New Zealander.
Anthony Smith was losing that fight, and then he came back to win it. And then he has wins over Trevor Hot Sauce Smith, Khalil Roundtree, and John Popple.
No, Poppy.
Is that Poppy?
Yep. John Harrowin.
Ooh, he also has a loss to Kevin Casey back in RFA.
Oh, cool.
What weight class is Kevin Casey?
He's like 185, dude.
Is he?
Yeah.
Because I always think of him as a 155er.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
He's a big guy.
I know, but I always think of him as a 155er. Weirds me out. Anyway, who you leaning in this one? You leaning James or
I'm going with Alderte via WrestleFuck.
Yeah, man. I'm going to have to go the same, mostly because, first off, he's out of a decent gym, Black House, K Dojo, which I believe K Dojo has some fucking killers.
Has a lot of Dagestani guys.
Yeah.
So that's where he gets his good wrestling practice.
Yeah. He's a tough out, and I believe that Ryan James, so far, I haven't seen anything impressive out of him necessarily. I need to go back and do more tape study. I didn't have time in the lead up because of fucking tough, which totally paid off for me in the long run, you guys. Totally paid off. Fucking Sajara Eubanks. You know how long ago in fantasy I picked up Sajara Eubanks? God damn it. We'll talk about it in a minute. But yeah, I'm going to go... I can't go Ryan James in this one. Wouldn't be surprised if he's able to do something crafty and win a weird decision or something. But I think he's probably going to end up on bottom a lot and probably going to get decisioned. All right, Christina Marks taking on Montana De La Rosa.
Or Montana Stewart if you watch Tough.
Yep. And Montana just recently changed her name.
I know she's the wrestler, right?
Yeah. She is she's one of the wrestlers.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them on the show. Rachel is one of them. But she's taking on Christina Marks, who's mostly a Muay Thai fighter out of San Diego, out of Fight Ugly, whatever the fuck that is.
Huh.
You recognize any of these names? David Trujillo? I don't even know if I know David Trujillo. I know... I'm thinking of 18 other Trujillos.
I'm thinking of Danny Castillo from Alliance.
Keanu Reeves. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of names on this. I'm not seeing any names of anyone I recognize.
I don't recognize anyone, unfortunately. Sorry, Fight Ugly.
Well, especially since they're in this city, so maybe I should do some research on them. Tell you what, I'll look into Fight Ugly, and I will hopefully have information for the next show. I won't do that. I'm probably lying right now. She is coming out of Fight Club OC and King of the Cage, and then a couple Bama fights back in 2015. She has taken on Montana De La Rosa, who Montana is at a Team Takedown, which I think...
Oh, yeah, this chick's still super young.
Yeah, Team Takedown is Johnny Hendricks' old gym, right?
And Chaz Skelly.
Isn't that right? Was that... Yeah, Johnny Hendricks.
Yeah, you're right.
Back in the day. So she is coming off of the losses in LFC to Mackenzie Dern and Cynthia Calvillo. No shame in either one of those two. Jesus goddamn Christ. And then a win over Kathina Lowe, whoever that is. I'm not aware. Man, she looked good in the house. Tough wrestling, decent, like, solid stand-up game.
Tall for the weight class.
Real big for the weight class. She's one of the bigger girls for sure. And I believe if we look at the Wikipedia page... Where did she go? So Montana had a win over Ariel Beck in the first round via sub, and then lost to the girl who ended up winning it, Nico Montano, via a 2-round unanimous decision, because tough. So we went both rounds with the girl who's fighting for the belt right now, and had a first round win over Ariel Beck via sub. Pretty impressive. And she's taken on, again, Christina Marks, who Christina lost to Emily Whitmire in the first fight via sub. So, yeah, I'm going pretty clearly Montana in this one.
I'm going her, too. I like her style, I like the wrestling, I like the size advantage.
Yeah, I think
the slight size advantage.
She's probably a sleeper if you're going to go for a fantasy pick for a finish. Montana might be a decent pick, especially since Christina got finished via sub by whoever that was that I just mentioned.
And then this next fight, I think, is pretty underrated for people who don't know who Brett Johns is, or Joe Soto.
Both these dudes, yeah.
Former title, well, not contender, he's
a contender.
Challenger, really.
Challenger, right.
They called him
right, challenger, not contender, yeah. Well, same thing, kind of. Yeah. Brett the Pikey Johns.
This guy's looked real solid. Oh, wow, he's still undefeated. Yeah. From Wales.
That's right. Coming off wins over...
Probably the best Welsh fighter.
Albert Morales, and one of my favorite names in the sport, Kwan Ho Kwak. Real good. And then a string of wins in CW, in Cage Warriors and Titan Fighting. Also fought in promotions such as... Oh my god, these are some good names. Pain Pit Fight Night 6. New Breed. Tattoo Monkey
That's
Promotions.
Amazing.
Bad Blood Fight Night 2.
God damn.
Oh god, he fought in Pain Pit Fight Night 3 times. 4 times. 3 times. It's pretty good. Also fought in Celtic Warriors. Nope, 5 times, I was right. And Samurai Fight Night. Oh, these are some great names.
Where's Viking Fight Club?
I'm sure they're all out of
Viking
Wales.
Fight League. VFL, bro.
They're all out of Wales, bro. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in fucking Sweden or some shit. Or Norway.
So Brett the Pikey Johns is taking on Joe Soto, who is one bad mofo, according to his nickname. He is coming off of the wins against Haniaya, Marco Beltran, and Chris Beal. And then the 3 losses prior against Tanaka, Burchak, and
Dillashaw.
Yep. And then the win over Tyrion Ware and TPF. People forget that he fucking used to kill guys in Tachi. He went on a run in Tachi of, I think, 4 fights in a row where he was just bodying motherfuckers. And it was ridiculous. That's when they brought him in. And they brought him in last minute notice, if you remember right. Because he stepped in for Renan Barao when Renan Barao got injured against TJ on 1 day's notice.
Yep.
And then
he went 5 rounds.
Went 5 rounds and then got head kicked. And then he had that loss to Burchak, which was probably Burchak's biggest win, if I remember right. And then Tanaka is always a tough out, especially via decision. But it's gone on a good run since then. I think this is going to be a fun fight.
This is probably going to go to a decision, I think. I think it's going to be scrappy from both fighters. If this was Joe Soto, I mean, he's probably better now, I guess. But if I had seen him when he fought Dillashaw and he brings that skill set to here, I'd like his odds. But I'm going to go with Brett Johns based on he's a younger fighter, I think. He probably has more potential as of now because I'm assuming he's young. Yeah, he's 25. He's
Yeah, 5 years younger.
Yeah. I'm going Brett Johns. I've been really impressed with this guy's clinch game, too. And I think he has some slick jiu-jitsu last time I checked. I think?
I don't remember, but I'll tell you who he doesn't have slicker jiu-jitsu then is Joe Soto, who is hitting fucking heel hooks and EBI. So, I'm going Joe Soto. I think this fight ends up on the ground, and Brett Johns is out of Wales, and Joe Soto competes in grappling competitions. So, I'm going to go ahead and just...
That's a fair point, because in the United Kingdom, they don't really have wrestling.
I mean, they do have wrestling. They also have, like, grappling competitions, like Polaris is out of the UK and stuff like that, but Polaris is actually really good, too, but... I highly recommend going back and watching Joe Soto in EBI because he was a beast, and I think he probably gets this on the ground. And if he does, it's hard for me to see him not getting a finish. Unless Brett Johns is just super fucking crafty, or he's able to like tie up enough in the clinch and stay off the ground. He can maybe survive, but I'm definitely going Soto. I think it'll be a fun fight either way, though. It'll be a lot of crazy transitions and some scrappy exchanges for sure. On the feet, I feel like Joe Soto has to really be careful because Brett Johns has to throw some fucking heat.
I think this is boxing. I got that flip-flopped out.
Yeah.
I don't know why the fuck my brain said jiu-jitsu when it's clear his boxing is pretty good.
Well, his jiu-jitsu isn't bad either, but like it's also his level of competition.
Oh no, this was the homeboy. His fucking brown belt Muay Thai. He's like a blue belt or purple belt in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, he's not bad.
And he's like a black belt in judo, like something crazy.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Up next, we got Deanna Bennett taking on Melinda Fabian. Deanna Bennett, one of my favorite people in the house.
She was hilarious.
Fucking great. Deanna Bennett's just great. She's just fun. She's just fun, good people.
It's great considering how she grew up Mormon.
Yeah.
So it's pretty ironic.
I've met a lot of really nice Mormon chicks. They generally don't stay Mormon. But like the Pugmeyers, for example, which is good
for their life.
Yeah, I went to school with a girl whose last name was Pugmeyer, and she was fucking great. She's funny as hell and really cool. I mean, I would
shouts out to cool people.
Well, shouts out to being a cool Mormon because it's tough, bro. I'm sure.
But South Park nailed it.
Yeah, right. But Deanna Bennett is coming off 3 losses in Invicta to Jodie Escobar, Roxanne Modafferi, and Livia Hinata Souza, which fucking no shame again in any of those. Jodie Escobar is even the only one that like is even kind of questionable, and even then, Jodie Escobar is a beast and has beat some really good people. Before that, she had a string of wins in Invicta. 4 in a row? Against,
wow, she beat Juliana Pena?
Yeah, Kakampa, Center, Jennifer Maya. She beat Juliana Pena, way back in the 2013. Like, she's got some wins on her belt. She just had a bad run. But she did get a win in Tough. She won against Maya Stevenson, who she previously had a win over... No, Jennifer Maya she had before, right?
Wait. Yeah.
Oh, shit, she has a win over Colleen Schneider, too. Colleen Schneider's way bigger than her. That's interesting.
Oh, I just realized I did see her get KO'd against Cedra Eubanks. That was really bad, hard to watch, that head kick.
Yo, the head kick is rough. Yeah. It was rough. And she's taking on Melinda Fabian.
Speaking of rough, that picture, no offense, but wow, they should have told you when they were taking the picture.
She was Hungarian in that picture. She is coming off the loss to some girl named Judith Ruiz and some wins over...
Monique Belishi?
Someone named Monique and someone named Tamia. Lost to Lucy Pudilova. I know that name. And a loss to Caitlin Chukagian, who I also recognize.
Who's doing stand-up comedy, according to Matt Serra.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good for her. I don't know. Which way will you know?
I'm going with Deanna Bennett on this one.
Me too. I feel like Deanna's the pretty clear pick in that.
Because you know why she's going to win? Because she's more hungry to win.
She's less hungry, more willing?
Yeah.
She's less hungry, more Aryan?
Less Hungarian. more Aryan.
Yeah, less hungry, more Aryan.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I like that joke.
That's terrible. We're pieces of shit, and we gonna edit this out. Maybe.
I'm not gonna do that. You knew the joke when you heard it.
Well, you
don't act like.
Yeah, you were a co-conspirator in this.
That's right. I'm equally guilty, if not more so, since I'm the one not editing. All right, Gerald, I should say, at a Rufus Sport, coming off the loss to Thiago Santos and the wins over Ryan James and Joe Gigalotti.
Joe Gigolo.
That's right. Joe Jigs. Taking on Eric Spicely Zabrina out of Syndicate, who's coming off a loss to Shoeface.
No shame in that.
No, especially not via sub. And then wins over Leslie DeChirico and Thiago Santos. And the loss to Sam Alvey before that via guillotine back in 2016. This should be a fun fight. Middleweight's so fucking weird, man.
Yeah,
Middleweight's like land of the mist.
Since Mirror starts with Rufus Sport, I am assuming he's a striker of some sort.
Yep. Although he's a striker who leads to submissions, if you look at his record. It's all either stoppages via sub or TKO.
Oh, this is a good reason why they pair these two up together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go with Jared Mearshart on this. I know Spicy's a legit jiu-jitsu guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of feel like this guy's, I'm assuming, better striking and probably better wrestling. Well, I don't know. I've never seen... Well, that's not fair. I've never seen Spicy wrestle. I've seen him take people down, into getting into top control, but yeah, I don't know. I just have a feeling it's Jared Mearshart's going to win. I feel like he has more tools with him at Rufus Sport and kind of more styles he could play against when training. No real reason behind it, just except for that.
I hear you. I'm actually going to go Spicely. Again, I don't really have any reason for it other than level of competition. Like, I'm never going to hold getting choked out by Shoeface against anybody. And, like, getting finished by Sam Alvey is kind of interesting via sub, but he also has a bunch of subs on his record, so I think this is going to be a weird fight. I'm mostly leaning Eric because he has the Syndicate MMA camp opposed to Rufus Sport. Because I feel like Syndicate has a little bit stronger, like, top control type of game. But that could play against him, honestly. So I'm going to go Eric, but not with any kind of severe confidence or anything. All right. We got Lauren Murphy versus Barb Honchak.
You mean Barb versus Barb?
Yeah, Barb versus Barb, as Eddie Alvarez calls it. Because he can't remember names, and Lauren Murphy ain't happy about it.
So to be fair, I did not watch either of these fighters fight at all, because like I said, I only watched 3 episodes.
You've seen him in Invicta before, probably.
I recognize Barb.
Yeah. So Barb is fought back in 2014 in Invicta. It was her last fight.
I'll say this initially,
since
Barb is ranked number 2, I would lean towards her right now. But I still didn't see Lauren Murphy fight, and that's not really fair.
So Lauren,
but it's not like I can't pick neither of them. Like, I have to pick someone.
Yeah. So Lauren Murphy in the UFC is coming off the loss to Caitlin Chukaian, went over Kelly Fashholtz, and then the loss to Liz Carmouche and Sarah McMahon.
Okay.
A lot of wrestlers in that lineup.
Yeah.
And then in the house, Lauren Murphy lost first round. However, her first round fight was against Nico Montano.
Oh, wow.
So,
Lauren Murphy's ranked number 3, too.
Yeah. Whereas Barb Honchak in the house had a pretty good run. She had the win over Jillian Robertson. Had the win over Rachel Osowicz-Bordone, which was a really impressive win. And it was a scrappy fight for sure. But she just kept getting top position and outstruck. Was able to get enough done on the feet to take the win away from Rachel. And then she lost to Nico Montano as well in the semifinals. So really interesting matchup, and I think this is going to be a fun fight. Lauren Murphy actually was not supposed to be fighting Barb Honchak. She was supposed to be fighting... I forget which fighter couldn't get their visa cleared. But there was a visa issue of who Lauren was supposed to fight. So they ended up dropping out, and as a result... I'm trying to remember who it was. Maybe Jillian? Is Jillian Robertson on the card?
Yeah, she's the very first fight.
Who's not on the card that was on this list?
Maya
Nobody.
Stevenson, right?
Yeah, but I don't think she was the one that had the visa issue. I don't remember. Anyway.
I don't know.
Anyway, Lauren Murphy wasn't supposed to fight, but since Barb Honchak's original opponent, Roxanne Modafferi, is now fighting for the belt, Lauren Murphy stepped up against Barb Honchak late notice, like as of today. When we're recording this, she stepped up to fight. So I believe she's taking this at the catch weight, I'm assuming. But should be a fun fight. Should be scrappy as hell. You leaning one way or another?
I'm going to go with Barb. But then again, I'm just looking how she won her fights. And
Yeah.
I didn't really see Lauren fight. See, I'm like Eddie now. I call her Laura.
Yep.
Yeah.
Me too. Mostly because if you look at Barb's record, it's fucking insane. Like people go. Let me just read off this fucking list of names. We'll start Amy. Jessica I was her only loss as an amateur. After that, she had 2 losses. Holy shit, that's one I didn't expect. Kat Zingano I expected. Angela Magana I did not expect. That's fucking crazy. I did not know that was a thing. Back in Ultimate Women Challenge, in 2010. After that, Barb beat
she beat Felice Herrig.
Felice Herrig, Nina Ansaroff, Roxanne Modafferi, Aisling Daly, Vanessa Porto, Leslie Smith, and Takeo Hashi. Fucking killer's row that she went through. That's the best 125-pound woman in the world that she was going through. Fucking Nina Ansaroff and like some of these girls are Leslie Smith. Like Jesus goddamn
Nina
Christ.
Ansaroff looked great against fucking Angie Hill.
Yeah,
too,
just fucking killers. So
I've read. So Ansaroff's probably gonna drop down to 125, right? I mean, go up. Or go up. Excuse
Who knows?
me.
Maybe. I like to see Leslie Smith drop down, but I don't know how I don't know how she is at 135 because I know she's small for 135, but I don't know how I know she's
125 looks like it's in her wheelhouse as far as like kind of accurate weight drop.
Yeah, but like I don't know if she likes cutting that much weight. She seems like kind of girl that might not. Kind of like the Diaz brothers only cutting a shitload of weight if they don't have to.
Oh, bro, but I thought Nate was 215. That's what the dude at Tap House told me, dude.
Oh, that's true.
Clearly, he dropped 60 fucking pounds.
Yeah, well, he did used to sumo wrestle.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're both going Barb in that, but I think it'll be a fun fight. And then up next we got your boy.
Oh, Little Dicky.
Sugar Sean O'Malley. If you guys missed the clip of fucking Sean O'Malley smoking weed with Snoop Dogg, it's fucking ridiculous, and you can definitely find it online. I wonder if I think we may have even retweeted it. But Sugar Sean O'Malley out of the MMA Lab coming off the win in Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series over Alfred Kazakhstan, sure. And then a bunch of string wins in LFA, EB, ICF, Intense Championship Fighting. God damn it. Oh, there's a good one. Small Town Throwdown, ICF. Jesus goddamn Christ. Oh, some of these regional show names are fucking
you got
amazing.
this guy from small town in Ohio.
They're ridiculous.
Got this guy in Louisiana.
Yeah. And he's taking on Terrion Ware, who is coming off the loss to Cody.
I'm just saying this right now.
Cody Flowerdick Stamen.
This is like my dad joke, kind of. Terrion Ware. Okay, you know how in fighting you can beat the fuck out of people? If you're a bear, you maul people. He clearly should have been Terrion Ware. Like Malware, because he's gonna fuck you up. Oh shit. You know what I mean, though? Because you can still spell it MAUL, dude. Malware.
Dog, he should be named Terrion the Last Tupper.
No, he should be Terabyte Malware.
Dog.
Oh, a terabyte of malware will fuck you up.
No, dog. Terrion the Last Tupperware. Come on. That's got so many levels to it, bro. So many levels.
The Last Tupper malware.
I also would accept the nickname Silver.
God.
Terrion Silverware. Come on. That's good stuff right there. Oh man.
Terrion the Spyware.
This is all terrible. I regret all of this.
Tyrion kitchen sink where?
Good one, bro. Nailed it with that.
Everything with the kitchen sink.
Oh my god. Alright, well, who you going with? You taking Tyrion Malware? Or,
No, I'm going the
Sean?
little Dicky lookalike, the Hobbit guy.
Sugar Dicky.
Jesus.
I'm gonna go Tyrion Weir. Because I don't fucking trust Sean O'Malley.
I mean, I don't either. I just don't know who I'm picking.
And
if he was Tyrion Malware, I'd go for him.
I just want Snoop to be wrong.
No, yeah.
So,
that's a good point.
To be fair, I don't dislike Sean O'Malley. He just likes weed. I'm into that.
Who doesn't?
I did weed today.
Yeah, I injected a whole marijuana earlier today as well.
Yeah, I lung injected some shit just before this show, baby. Alright, we'll keep going now that we've made some terrible wear jokes.
So, in the main event, we have my
cousin!
My cousin!
Oh, Nico! Oh, wait, no, that's the other girl.
It was Roman and Nico versus Roman. My cousin!
Nico! Cousin!
So, I will tell you this right now. I have proposition.
Mm-hmm.
In fantasy, I have Nico Montana.
So I was gonna ask you about this.
I can't go against family because family first. So will you trade her with me? Yes, I have proposition. Ojiko stop shop.
All right,
I will trade you.
I'm in.
All right, yeah, we'll do that.
We'll do that right after the show.
Fuck yeah!
Fucking Sound of Violence special report. We are officially going to trade, just because. Even though, so I don't know who's going to win this. I think Nico maybe has a better chance.
Yeah, I'll be honest right now. I guess I'm not expecting Nico to win.
I'm not.
But based on who she's beaten, I could see who would pick her.
It depends on whether...
Realistically, I'm picking Roxanne just based on her fucking experience alone and just what she can do.
And she looked great in the house.
Yeah. Like, I know she unanimously lost to Sijara Eubanks, but I read in the notes, it looks like she was kind of into it. It was really close. Yeah.
It was 2-1 barely. Roxy took one of those rounds easy. It was they were all close rounds. It was mostly just takedowns. Do you think
this is one of the things where people are kind of hyped on Nico, and it's like, oh, well, it ends here.
So Nico is very crafty is the thing. She has incredible takedowns, especially off the trip and the clinch. Her trips and her foot sweeps have been money the entire season. No one's been able to take her down the entire season either. Which is kind of a crazy factor. She's fought some decent wrestlers, and she stuffed every single shot. Wow. Barb Honchak, Lauren Murphy, everybody stuffing every shot. And just did real well. She gives up clinch a little bit too much. She's a little bit too complacent and sitting against the cage. But she's good at working off of it once she gets there. It just takes her a bit. She's good at the last second turning you so she's not stuck on the cage. That was something that Gaethje worked with her on a lot, but this fight could really go either way. So yeah, I will absolutely make that trade with you. In that case, I guess we know who we're picking.
Yeah.
You're going Roxy. I got to go Nico. Despite my love for Roxy, let it be known, I picked up Roxy in fantasy for a reason after Sarge dropped out, because Roxy is goddamn awesome and maybe the best person who's ever been a fighter. She might just be the nicest fighter ever. I think that's pretty easy.
You contest. Like the joke I texted you? I said, if she wins, I have to bring honor to my family and change my name back to Modafferi.
That's right.
And then just be like GSP, start when I'm 26 and see where it goes. But then again, I'm not the athlete GSP
or a gymnast.
Or a gymnast, so.
Yeah.
Or in shape. Well, I'm not out of shape, but I'm not in fighter shape. No one's really in fighter shape, at least that I know. I don't know anyone person that's in fighter. I don't think anyone really knows.
No.
Anyone that's in fighter shape, really. No. I mean, fuck.
What are you talking about, bro? I'm totally in fighter shape. I'm in Roy Nelson fighter shape. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm in Johnny Hendricks fighter shape, dog. Oh my god! All right, we'll wrap this.
McRib.
Yeah, we'll wrap. We'll wrap the Tough 26 finale there. On that note, but we will jump over to the UFC 218. You know what? Actually, we're gonna take a quick break so I can take a piss and we can grab another beer. So I'm gonna make a clap right here. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. I just opened another beer, and we will get into this UFC 218 Holloway versus Aldo card, which I am fucking hyped for, dude. This is a good card.
Hell yeah, dude. It is what it is, man. One of the best cards of the year.
It is what it is. Match bless Holloway.
Hashtag UFC Hawaii.
Right? That'll never happen. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get into it. First off, we got Amanda Bobby Cooper taking on Angela Magana.
Angela, call the cops. Magana.
Yeah, Angela, I'm going to walk out with a dog or a service dog
Oh,
because I
can.
Because the UFC can't stop me. Is the story this week, and
So clearly she needs a service dog for her brain function, right?
well, she doesn't need it for her pussy, despite all her Instagram posts, because that's all they're about. I don't know. I apologize for all of that.
Well, I've never even attempted to even want to care a shit about her, but this actually intrigues me to see how insane she is, so I'm gonna have to look into this.
Oh, she's a crazy person.
I want to be
she's
entertained.
also a giant whore. Or whore, as I like to
Frank
pronounce it.
Reynolds.
Yeah, exactly. I've been watching a lot. It's always sunny. Your mother is a whore, children. She's a dirty whore.
There's a million Angela Maganas, so...
Oh, don't worry. I believe her Instagram at one point got deleted or blocked or fucked up or banned or something.
Oh, so it's deleted.
I don't even know if it exists anymore.
Cool.
So we will go ahead and start off with this. So Your Majesty out of Puerto Rico.
Fuck off.
Is coming off a 100% loss streak in the UFC, as well as 2 fights before that. She is lost back-to-back to Michelle Watterson, Tisha Torres, Stephanie Agink, and Jessica I. Some decent names. However... I forgot she has the win over fucking Barb Honchak.
That's hilariously sad.
Also has losses to Jessica Penne, win over Jessica Aguilar, and a loss to Jessica Aguilar, and a loss to Jessica Aguilar, and a loss to Ashley Daly. I mean, she was killing girls in 2008 or whatever.
So 10 years too late. As green as she looks, I'm going with ABC. I know it's easy to hate on Angela Magana
because she's unlikable.
Yes, I can't go with someone who's clearly over the hill and it's 10 years too late. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go ABC too. I like ABC. I love her fighting Invicta against Aspen Ladd. It was a fun fucking fight.
I remember I watched that.
She also had some fun fights in Ultimate Fighter. Losses to Cynthia Calvillo, win over Anna Elmos, and then losses to Tatiana Suarez and Aspen Ladd. I'm going to go ABC also, although not with much confidence, other than the fact that she's not Angela.
Yeah.
And she actually trains, which I don't believe Angela does anymore.
She models?
No.
Well, in her opinion. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, if by model you mean let whatever weird dude she's hanging out with take creepy pictures of her, yeah, probably. She's awful, and she's a trash person. But she has been posting a lot of weird fucked up stories on the underground about how Ray Alby asked to piss on her, and she went with him to buy steroids one time. So, I don't know, man. Whatever.
Wait, isn't Ray Elby like a manager of Cyborg?
No, and boyfriend, yeah.
Oh, God.
So we'll just move on from that fucking shit show to another shit show. Justin Big Pretty Willis,
I like that nickname.
out of AKA, who, it's a funny nickname, but oh boy, is Justin Willis a big dude. He is coming off
Speaking of big dudes, he beat James Mulheron, who popped for roids, and you would never think he did, because he looks like Peter Griffin.
Yep. He's coming off of that win, as well as a win in WSOF. And he's taking on Alan Crowder, who Alan Crowder is 9-2. He is coming off the win over Dontel
I like how that guy
Maez
spells his name.
in Dana White Tuesday Night Contender Series, as well as a win over Robert Neal in Bellator at the Monster Energy All-Star Race, which is the same series where they had people warming up on fucking cardboard.
Oh, I saw that on Twitter. What the fuck is that? Jesus.
And then a bunch
Christ.
of wins in some place called Next Level Fight Club, which for sure sounds like a...
So next level shit, bro.
It sounds like a sweet mobile game. So
Bobo Strike.
yeah, exactly. Conor McGregor's gonna be doing ads for Next Level Fight Club soon. Who you leaning in this one?
I'm going with my boy from AKA Justin Willis, dude. That
Yeah.
dude's been sparring against fucking DC, all those motherfuckers there.
Yep.
Fucking dude, Habib's 200 pounds. Probably spars against Habib. Nah.
Probably because Khabib's a fucking
Well,
monster.
Habib did fight a bear.
Yeah. Khabib's ridiculous. So, yeah, I'm going Willis too. Not with any real confidence other than AKA. But I like the dude, and he had an impressive first outing, and everyone out of Contender Series is suspect as fuck. Mostly because they're all popping for steroids. But apart from that, even when they're not popping, they're not I don't think many of them have been showing crazy performances aside from like Curtis Blades.
Yeah, that's right.
So who knows? This is another big dude out of that series. So
And
maybe.
this next fight, I am hyped on one fighter in particular, Dominic Reyes, who I am picking 100% with zero hesitation.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Coming off the win over Joachim Christensen?
Just the way he fucking destroyed this dude was chaos.
Yeah.
This dude was quick with his hands. He clearly is a fucking boxer. And if I remember correctly, he was on Unfiltered a while ago, or some podcast.
Mm-hmm.
He was like an all-American collegiate football player, like a safety.
Oh, wow.
But injuries, he was actually going to be in the NFL. He was going to get drafted.
Oh,
but
shit.
He fucked up his back or his knee real bad. And it's like, well, there goes my NFL dream. What else can I do? I used to wrestle. Oh, wait, I can throw hands and can fight. So he has a good story. I don't know how old he is.
He is 27.
27.
So
I
pretty
just
young
love
still.
this dude. Just like one of those, it's an athlete. You know what I mean? Like one of those guys that he's just so fucking athletic. And I don't know. I was just so convinced in this, even though it was his debut against Joachim Christensen. I'm just going full throttle, 100%.
Well, he has a bunch of wins via head kick and punches.
Yeah, I don't know. This dude clearly has some pop in his hands and legs.
For sure. Yeah, you know what? You talked me into it. I'm going Reyes. I was leaning that way anyway.
And I'll just say this. If you play safety and just football in general, American football, your coordination has to be on point as far as covering the field, covering your zone, getting
Reaction
the ball. Like
time.
it's insane. Oh, I remember what it was. He had the fucking record for most tackles ever, like in D2 and NCAA in one
Wow.
season. It was like 130 tackles for a fucking safety.
Wow.
Like that just shows you his explosiveness, off the line. Like holy fuck.
Yeah.
So yeah, this dude is an athlete. I remember. I can't remember who it was. I think it was DC that was talking about him. Someone. was
Sounds
saying,
right.
This is a young kid I gotta look out for. He's like, if I'm still fighting when he's coming up. So.
Cool, man. Well, yeah, I'm going to go with you on that one. Because, holy shit, yeah. He already looked impressive. I mean, Joachim Christensen in your first outing is a big deal. And then going against a dude like Grizzly Kimball, who... this could turn into an ugly fight, especially two dudes with a lot of first-round finishes. Like, that... Knowing the UFC, that spells 3-round decision. But I'm still going to lean his way, even in that case.
I remember these two fighters briefly.
Yeah, up next we got Judo Thunder, Abdul Razak Al Hassan, taking on Sabah the Sleek Sheik Homasi.
Oh!
Such a good nickname.
This was the guy who got his face busted by Tim Means, yep.
Got killed by
God
Tim Means back in 2016.
That was real bad.
And then some wins in AFC.
Oh, and this
Titan.
guy was in Tough 21, Black Zillions versus ATT. I remember this motherfucker. He was talking shit to Kamaru Usman, saying, "I'll beat you up, bro. Let's
That's
fucking go,
right.
pussy!" Like in the house.
Yeah.
I was like, "Dude, I have a fight with someone else tomorrow. Hold your horses. And you just lost."
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I don't
then,
like this guy.
He's taking on Abdul Razak Al Hassan, who's come off the loss to Amari Akhmedov and the wins over Charlie Ward and some fucking name I'm not even going to try to pronounce. Joss
Eichelberger. Yeah.
Sure,
Yas.
Eichelberger, yeah.
Yas.
Again, a dude with a shitload of first-round finishes and then a 3-round decision loss to Amari Akhmedov.
Yeah, I see how that trend goes.
Whereas Sabah is coming off of a bunch
of TKOs too.
TKOs, but at least over the first and second round, got a sub in there, and then he had that loss via TKO.
So,
to
like
Tim
you said,
Means.
just from the last fight, 2 TKO KO orders meeting, probably gonna go to decision. Who do you have in this?
I'm gonna go Abdul.
I was leaning him mainly because I don't like Sabah Homasi from Tough, but because this guy, because he hasn't fought in over a year, and I don't know.
So the thing that worries me is Sabah is at an ATT.
That's right.
Which means motherfucker can wrestle. And Abdul is, while his name is Judo Thunder, mainly a striker from what I remember. He's first round TKOing dudes, and he's real. He's not. I'm not gonna call him MVP-esque. It's not Michael Venom Page-esque, but he definitely is like a floaty, like long striker from what I remember.
He's a short guy with really long arms.
Right. Yeah. Look at his fucking reach in that picture. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I'm going to lean him in this fight, but I would not be surprised if he gets wrestle fucked to a decision. You're going the same way, right?
Yeah.
Cool. We will go ahead and go to the next one. Courtney Casey taking on Felice Herrig.
Who was falsely flagged by the Texas Athletic Commission, if I remember who it was. Or...
That is absolutely correct, which is 100% hot bullshit because they essentially flagged her because of a high testosterone to estrogen ratio. However, she was within the limits of USADA, and Texas was just being a dick, basically. And making a big deal out of it. She got cleared by USADA. No one gave a fuck. Texas.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I would just follow
shitty...
USADA's judgment before anyone.
Well, really. It's like the shitty thing with fucking Texas and Jessica I for weed. Texas is constantly a garbage commission. They are the fucking Mike England of commissions. Just fucking rough. So anyway, Felice Herrig's taking on Courtney Casey Sanchez, who evidently got married. Hopefully not to Diego. I'm guessing not, since she is in association with Sanchez, BJJ, and Finesse.
That's clearly a typo. There's no way
it's supposed to be fitness, right?
It's clearly.
Because it's not BJJ and Finesse, is it?
Because that's not how you spell finesse.
I know. It's MMA, bro.
Oh, well. Oh, that's going to be clever and shit.
Yeah. They're like, that's why I'm wondering
if it's a that'd be like if someone goes Combat Club but with a K. It's not the same, Henry.
Yeah. Yeah. Henry.
No, they'd call it Mortal Kombat Club.
There you go.
Okay, I remember Courtney Casey looked real impressive in her last fight.
Yeah, against Jessica Aguilar, who finally came over from Bellator.
WSOF, actually.
Was it WSOF? I thought it was Bellator.
I'm almost...
No way.
Sure it's WSOF?
Jessica Aguilar was the fucking 125 champ in Bellator.
Okay, what's
WSOF,
her?
you're right.
Okay, yeah, what's her?
Shit. Before that it was Bellator. Okay. I remember her being the champ in Bellator, but I didn't remember her going to WSF in the meantime. So that's funny. Cast Iron Courtney Casey, great nickname. Coming off the win over Jessica Aguilar, lost to Claudia Gadelha last year.
In that.
Yeah, and then wins over Ronda Marcos and Christina Stanchu. And then losses to Zoe Hammer and Calderwood. Whereas Felice is coming off of some fucking super impressive performances over Justine Kish, Alessa Grasso, and Kaylin Curran. And that's after having the big turnaround after that loss to Paige Van Zandt.
That's right.
Man, fucking Herrig has been on a run, but Courtney Casey's a beast. This is a tough fucking fight to pick.
Dude, I think I'm going to go... I guess it'd be an upset, but I'm going Courtney Casey.
Are you?
Yeah. Last fight I saw her in against, she was using her striking really well.
Yeah.
I remember, I think Aguilar was kind of trying to get her against the cage, and she was able to get separation, and I was just impressed. I know Felice is kind of is she kind of more of a dirty boxer or a grappler? I can't really remember.
Yeah,
I know she can grapple pretty well because the chick Justine Kish pooped her pants when she had her in what was it, a body lock or a triangle?
Something like that.
Or no, she had her a rear naked or a guillotine. And
it was a combination of all those at one point. Yeah,
it was a body lock and a fucking rear naked.
Yeah,
she had her back. And
she had her back for a while.
She's like, well, when you gotta go, you gotta go. So
yeah, it was fucking. Felice's game has completely been overhauled after that Paige fight.
I remember
she looks so fucking good.
Is actually
she's been killing
similar
girls.
to Paige in the fact that she shows herself off on social media and
Felice is by the way, if y'all about creepy Instagram go ahead and check yourself out some Felice
Oh
Harrigan.
no, I remember Dominic Cruz
Oh,
when he
boy.
was doing stuff for Fox. He was like, just had a great interview with Felice Harrigan, and of course all the fans, is that all you did, Dom?
Yeah. Felice Harrigan is a lot of clips of Felice's ass if you're looking for him.
Oh, and I remember too, I think she went on MMA Hour or something, she's like, I don't know why they're not promoting me. I'm not like hot or blonde. It's like, but you're blonde and you're not bad looking, so what the fuck are you trying to say?
She's saying she's trying not to call herself old.
Yeah.
Which she's not, but she's just not like Paige.
Dude, you're absolutely right. Oh my god, this is really bad.
It's way worse than you think it is.
Dude, this is really bad. Is she eating Cheetos in her underwear?
Dude, have
What
you
the
not
fuck?
seen these? Like, it's
No.
it's way worse than like you're seeing the tame ones at the top.
Oh,
of the
and she
list.
has paps. She's got to be with the hipster
That's
crowd.
not even like, oh my god, that's not even bad. You're not even like in the fucking shallow end of the pool yet. Jesus Christ, you guys. Chris is about to learn about how Felice
Happy
is kind of a hook.
unbirthday, dude. She's clearly pretentious and a sociopath.
Well, she loves attention, if that's what you're saying.
Dude, you're right. This is really bad.
Shouts out to Megan Anderson for calling her.
This looks like an Eric Andre skit if he was a chick.
Oh, dude,
But
it's so much worse. You're not even halfway. Like the Chris is showing me the most tame. Like, oh look, there's popcorn in front, and you can see my legs. It's not like just like her
hilarious.
ass in full display. Like fucking.
This is hilarious.
Dude, maybe her Instagram is tamer than her Snapchat or some shit. I don't know what I always see clips of, but it's aggressive, whatever it is. Anyway.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
But anyway, I'm going Felice, actually. Despite being on board with... first off, I'd like to give Megan Anderson some love for just calling a lot of the girls on this card whores. She fucking...
just say that
She's
verbatim,
like, I don't like how that... I'm not one to judge, even though she fucking constantly judges. She's like, I don't like how they portray themselves on social media.
That's amazing.
So like, I don't get it. I don't like the whole cheeky whore thing. She didn't say cheeky whore thing, but it was implied. It was just great.
Oh yeah, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a lot of that. It's a lot of that. It's a lot of like, I've got hand wraps and knuckles, and I'm slutty.
I wasn't in ESPN Body Magazine.
No,
so
but I bodied the ESPN magazine.
I love comments like that. Like, come on.
Yeah, just sex question mark? Yes, sir, sex.
Sex? I just arrived from Saudi Arabia.
Oh, speaking of sex, this is Joe Rogan's pick of the week. I don't know how that segue works out. Because Joe's a whore. We all know. Drakkar Close, the sexiest of names and cologne names, is taking on David Tamor, who this fight is, like I said, Joe Rogan's pick of the card to be like fucking all team, all violence. If you guys don't remember, David Tamor is the guy who just came off the fight with Lando Venata via decision. It was a goddamn war.
Yeah, dude, that fight was crazy. I remember kind of
It's fucking wild.
People were discounting Team Underwears in that fight. They were underestimating it for sure.
Who's Team Underwears?
David Tamer, remember? He said to Cody Garbrandt, take care of your underwears.
Oh,
Fuck you, man.
yeah.
And then the other guy's like, what?
I forgot
He's
that
like,
was
hey.
that guy.
He's like, hey, you got a big mouth, I'm gonna fuck you too.
I forgot that was that guy.
Literally one of the greatest tough moments of all time.
Yeah.
You know what? You should have that as a short clip, just at the end. This is a bonus clip at the end of
I will,
card.
you know what? I will go pull that of,
Take care of your underwears.
David Tamer talking about how
Because
fucking
every
guy's
time,
mouth.
no, I'm talking to Blake. He remembers because I showed him that he thinks it's the funniest thing he's ever seen. He's like, dude, that guy's fighting. I'm gonna watch.
Yeah, he's hilarious. All right, I'm in. Yeah, so David Tamer coming off the win over Lando Venata via decision, and then KO/TKO wins over Jason Novelli and Martin Svensson. He's taking on Drakkar Close, who's out of the MMA lab, who's coming off a big win via split decision over Mark Giacchese, as well as decisions over Devin Powell and Hugh Pulley in RFA.
Yeah,
Man, this is a fucking close and fun, scrappy fight. Like,
This is the thing, man.
I think Rogan's right. I think this could easily be fight of the one of the best fights on the card.
I think this is this is probably actually overall the toughest fight to call, in my opinion. Dude, like,
It's up there.
I'm so tempted to say David
These
Tamer.
next, like, 4 are pretty hard. Or these next handful are pretty hard.
I'm tempted to go Tamer, but I'm going to go with the American Drakkar Klose, dude. I don't know why. I like David Tamer a lot. I'm going Klose based on how he's able to neutralize.
I think that's
his
smart.
Explosiveness.
Yeah.
And his striking. That guy's so proficient with his fucking kicks, and David Tamer is that's what he's all about. He's the Muay Thai guy with the clinch work and the kicks. And
yeah.
And
I think you're right.
I don't know.
I think you're right.
It can go. I feel like choosing either one is not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got a hunch it's going to be close. He's going to.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. You know, it's gonna be a close one, and I think Drakkar Klose is just kind of put himself on the map after this. And what are they both lightweights? 155. As stacked as this fucking division already is.
Yeah, it's most stacked division of all time.
Yeah,
that and welterweight, most stacked divisions of all time. And
yeah.
even then, I still give it to lightweight. No thanks to Connor.
He'll do nothing.
Mostly thanks to BJ Penn and Jens Pulver. They fucking brought the lightweight class in. And Dean Thomas. Those 3 motherfuckers. As soon as they showed up in lightweight, I was lightweight's my favorite.
Who was that first guy
ever.
who won it, though, before Pulver? Everyone always forgets him, and I feel bad. It was like the inaugural champ. Fuck, what was his name? Sean something. God damn it.
You're not talking... No, if he was 45... Wasn't he?
Dude, there was an...
Oh, no, you're right. Sean Sherk was 55.
Yeah.
That's because Sean Sherk popped positive for baby food and...
Oh, he vacated his title.
And
he vacated
his
title. He vacated his title. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was the first guy. He was like a champ for a second.
He popped positive for baby food and a shitload of testosterone. Anabolic agents as a motherfucker. I'm going Tamer. Just because everyone's so fucking high on him, I'm on board, man. Like, so the thing is, like, if Drakkar Klose can shut this down, this puts this dude like starting to get real close to top 15, if not top 20.
And
at least.
I just reminded myself I have to go on Reddit tonight on my computer and see if the Flare is available. Team Underwears.
Oh,
because I missed that opportunity.
Team Underwears is a good one. I still have I picked Avenger AMA.
I still have Gus Davidson. I did want to get Volcan Jail Time or Doing Time. Someone put that already.
Pretty good.
Still hanging with the boys, you know, all that.
Yeah, I need a team all like I'm sure there's a Gaethje team all violence one I can probably get it on. I just want Gaethje. I want some Gaethje flair in my life. As much as I love Tanya Evinger, only because Leslie Smith isn't fighting. If Leslie Smith was fighting, I would for sure get myself some goddamn Leslie Smith flair, because Leslie Smith is the GOAT. Women's GOAT. I'm not even joking. I fucking love Leslie Smith. She's my favorite. Her and Tanya Evinger. I got a type when it comes to female fighters. Her, Tanya Evinger, and Rocky Pennington. I got a butch ass female fighter type that I'm into.
No shame in that.
But they are all the best. Oh my god. I would watch them all fight everyone all the time. They're the fucking best. Anyway, we'll keep on moving now that I've...
Next fight, we have Alex Oliveira versus Artem Medeiros. Just kidding. Yancy Medeiros.
That's right. You said on... I think we...
Yeah, I was...
Did we say that during the break or during the show?
The new science. The sweet science, whatever.
Oh, that's right.
They're like, let's just hope he's not Artem Medeiros.
I'm pretty sure he's been around longer than Max has.
He's his own guy. Like, fuck off.
No, I think he's been in the UFC
No, I know,
but
I'm saying fuck off to them. Like, Yancy is his own guy. He doesn't need to fucking ride anyone's coattails.
Well, and it's just like, it's a weird, like, it's
like, dude, they're both Hawaiian and they're friends. Like, fuck you. That's literally what it comes down to.
It's like being like, yo, bro, it's like they're cool with Kendall Grove or something. You're like, no shit, bitch.
Yeah,
like,
right?
it's like, fucking, they all like BJ.
Cool with BJ. Yeah, they look up to him.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I don't know if you guys have heard, one of these days I'll get girlfriend Karen during a commentary to tell the story of her mother meeting BJ Penn. Because it's fucking classic BJ Penn story of him shit-faced in a bar talking to my girlfriend Karen's mom, which is fucking not a thing that should be happening.
Did he talk about Andy, Stand, and Wang?
It was a thing, evidently. It was
Andy
a thing.
Samurai Wang?
It was a thing. All right, so Yancy Medeiros, the kid. Oh boy, you should probably drop that nickname.
Yeah.
It's worse than Wonder Boy.
You should speed the bra.
Coming off of the win over Eric Silva in 2017, and the win over Sean Spencer in 2016, then the loss to Francisco Trinaldo, which I need to officially apologize to Francisco Trinaldo for mistaking him with Gleison Tebow. Remember when I was like, I think Francisco popped. I'm an asshole. It's the other Brazilian in Florida that is jacked to the gills that popped, named fucking Gleison Tebow, who is like hanging out with Hector Lombard and fucking Yoel all the time.
Is Gleison Tebow the same guy that gave Khabib his closest fight? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And that was when he was juiced to the gills. Yeah.
So it shows how good Khabib was in that fight.
And how scary Khabib is.
Yeah.
But anyway, lost to Francisco.
Juice, but you don't fight better.
Yeah, lost to Francisco Trinaldo, win over McDessie, and lost to Poirier, and that was back in 2015.
That must have been a lightweight.
For sure.
No, wait, or is that feather? Because he didn't go up to lightweight until like last year. Wait, that's insane then. Yeah, that means Medeiros used to be a featherweight?
No.
There's no way. He's a big guy.
No, that must have been a 55.
Yeah. Or a catchweight somewhere.
Yeah, something like that. Or no, Jim Miller was fighting at 55. Like, I think, Poirier moved around a bit. Anyway, Alex Cowboy Oliveira is coming off of the win over Ryan LaFleur and Tim Means. After the no contest, Tim Means, after kneeing the shit out of his head when he was down.
Or Means kneed him, yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, no, Knees mean.
I thought it was the other way around.
No, he mean the fuck out of. He was.
Is that what it was?
Look, that's why I chose Tim Means the rematch. Means was destroying fucking Oliveira in their first fight. He was fucking him up bad, and he got him against the cage and actually kneed him in the forehead. And then basically Cowboy was like this. He was just like, I'm done. And then Means talked about it on someone's podcast. Yeah, I saw him backstage and said sorry about doing that. And when he turned around, he was super conscious and talking shit to his fucking friend. That's why he was, I mean, whatever. That's what Tim Mead's hearsay. But he was saying he thought it was bullshit. Like, he just quit. And the guy's like, fucking, I'm done.
Yeah.
Either way, it didn't matter.
Always have weird
it didn't matter either way because Oliveira beat his ass in their rematch. So
super beat his ass. And that was after beating the shit out of Will Brooks and KOing him.
Even though he was way bigger than him and he illegally kicked him on the ground. Or late kicked him. I don't know. He like soccer kicked the fuck out of him. When he shouldn't have done that.
It was pretty rough. Yeah, Cowboy is scrappy, really, really good jiu-jitsu, which he's shown over and over again.
The real Cowboy beat him.
Yeah, this is an interesting fight because like Yancey, they both hit so fucking hard. They're both like some Bigfoot Silva ass 170 pounders. You know what I mean? Like they are the Bigfoot Silvas of the 170 division, with like a little bit more jiu-jitsu.
So that means eventually they'll get a glass chin at the end of their career?
I mean, they both could just go out and wang. Like, they just throw shit and, like, every time they're both swinging for the fences. So I think this is going to be a crazy fucking fight. I think the big factor is whether Alex can get the takedown or not.
It's weird, dude. I really, really, really want to choose Alex Oliveira in this fight. But I think Yancey's going to be super powered by Max Holloway's presence.
That's ironic because I really, really, really want to pick Yancey, but I think Alex Oliveira is going to be too tough on the ground. So should I go Yancey and you go Alex, or should I go Alex and you go Yancey?
I'll go Alex because I really wanted to go Alex.
I'll go Yancey.
All right,
I like it.
Cool.
Fucking weird choices from both of us, but I like that.
This contest has been ruled a majority draw. Fuck you, Chris and Chris.
I'm sure. I would not be surprised based on how fucked I keep getting in every goddamn fantasy everything. Jesus goddamn Christ. Fucking Joanna Jędrzejczyk, Michael Bisping, Sajara Eubanks.
I feel bad for Sajara Eubanks.
Jesus. That's only
I'm
this
glad you
season.
told me to get Nico Montano.
Oh my god.
But remember, I'm trading her to you, though.
Oh, I know. That's right.
Because I need to help my cousin.
Hey, cousin Nico. Oh god. All right.
Then we got the other Oliveira, his
most
brother.
Fun fights on the card.
Not really his brother.
Yeah, brother Oliveira.
McDonald's. I'm gonna call him Big Mac. Charles Big Mac Oliveira. I always remember that on Instagram. Yeah, here with my family.
I'm into that.
And I saw some. What the fuck are you doing at McDonald's during your weight cut, bro? And he blew weight.
Weight hella in that fight.
It was like by 6 pounds.
Yeah, it was by a lot.
So Charles Big Mac Oliveira versus Paul the Irish Dragon Felder.
Yep. Fucking.
Honestly, he just be called Paul the motherfucker Felder. This dude's a badass son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, that's who I'm picking right off the bat. I know Doe Bronx is very savvy with his jiu-jitsu.
He's coming off that win over Will Brooks, but
he fucked up against Pettis, and he has a tendency to slip up, I feel like, honestly. And I really see Paul Felder just putting him on blast here and really exploiting him. I don't think he's going to let him take him to the ground. I really am that confident right now in Paul Felder, especially what he did to Stevie Ray Vaughan. That was fucking impressive.
Yep, and I have Paul Felder in fantasy for a reason. So, yeah, I'm on board. I think Paul Felder gets TKO
and
early.
by the way, what does this tell us again? How absolutely stacked the 155 division is?
Again,
with
yes.
people like Paul Felder?
Because is Felder even in top 15?
There's no way. Watch, I'm gonna look it up.
I bet he may
be
15. Like he might be like
actually,
literally
I think he
15.
is number 15. I think he is. Yeah, I think he's
like
really number 15.
him and Evan Dunham are probably right around the very bottom of that list or something like that. Because Evan had a win not too long ago.
Let me find out.
God, 155 is so fucking stacked.
155. No, Paul Felder's unranked.
Jesus Christ.
Number 15's Evan Dunham.
Okay, who's 14?
James Vitt.
13?
Anthony Steak Time Pettis.
12?
Benil Dariush. 11's Michael Johnson, but he'll be gone because he's a featherweight now.
And 10?
Ale Quinta. 9 is Michael Chiesa.
That's enough. Jesus goddamn Christ.
Yeah, just look at Kevin Lee, number 8. Dustin Poirier, number 7. Nate Diaz, I guess, number 6. Justin Gaethje.
Sure, he fought at 155 5 years ago. Why not give him...
Yeah, honestly, he really should be like 15, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's the Conor Association ranking, evidently.
Okay, I'll get Diaz is like Conor. In fact, off his name alone, he'll stay up in the top rankings. No offense to Diaz, but it's like, dude, you haven't fought.
Only because of Conor, though. Like, if
but
Conor...
but that's because he wasn't nearly as popular before he fought.
No,
Conor,
he wasn't ranked at all before he fought Conor.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He was like fucking unranked as shit.
Oh yeah, because his record's like just kind of average. Yeah, 2011. Like, fuck.
I mean, yeah. Nate Diaz is a motherfucker, but, like, he had a tough out. Anyway.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy. But speaking of tough outs, holy shit, this next fight's a good matchup. Tisha Torres, the Tiny Tornado, versus Michelle Watterson. Karate Hottie. First off, two great female MMA nicknames. The Tiny Tornado versus Karate Hottie. It sounds like some goddamn anime.
Video game shit.
Yeah. Sounds like some fucking Naruto bullshit. It's got Dragon Ball written all over it. Alright, so Tisha Torres is coming off the first finish of her career. Is that ever? Yeah. Nope. First professional finish of her career. Was an RNC over Juliana Lima. And before that, she had the win over Beck Rawlings. And the only loss of her professional career to Rose Namajunas.
The current champ.
Yeah, not counting the Ultimate Fighter losses to Randa Marcos and Carla. And she's taking on Michelle Watterson, who's coming off of, again, a loss to the motherfucker of motherfuckers, Rose Namajunas. And then wins over PVZ and Angela Magana. And a loss to Erica Tiburcio, who, again, is a fucking beast. People sleep on Erica Tiburcio and
was this when Watterson was like atom weight?
Souza.
Because I saw a thing on Reddit.
I believe Erica is a atom weight.
Because I remember Michelle Watterson.
Yeah, that was
Michelle
a
Watterson said she says I'm
couldn't
never
find
going
her
to
pulse for an hour.
Yeah, that's yikes.
Yeah, which I don't know how much that is just like a shitty doctor.
It's yeah.
But also,
no, you know that it's just a slow heart rate. That's all it is.
Well, it's like it's coagulated ass blood.
Yeah.
It's like lack of water in your goddamn
lack
veins.
Of everything.
But is she leaning in a direction on this one? I mean, it could literally
Torres
go either
is the
way.
grappler, if I recall.
They both are. Torres is more of the wrestler. Michelle Watterson is more of like she's out of Jackson's and she plays more of like a Donald Cerrone style. I'm going to throw a lot of kicks and hit you with jiu-jitsu.
I like Watterson in this. I know Torres is game all around too, but I feel like Watterson...
I mean,
she showed some flashes of
PVZ.
brilliance. She showed flashes of brilliance against Doug Rose, but Doug Rose's jiu-jitsu is on point, and I'm sure it's better than Tisha Torres.
She smashed PVZ, too.
Yeah, she made that shit look easy as fuck.
I believe she head kicked her and they got the RNC, right?
Oh yeah, she knocked her the fuck right down and just choked her out.
Which is ironic because isn't that pretty similar to what Rose did to her?
Yeah.
I remember both of those
she
fights
almost got
being
knocked
pretty
out.
similar.
Yeah. It's another head kick. Yeah, I'm going Michelle Watterson on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Tisha, mostly based off her last performance against Juliana Lima and her training differences. Since she's been her training has gotten a lot different in the last couple camps. And working and dating Raquel Pennington, I feel like it's really changed her game in the people she's working with, and she's looked way fucking better. And I like her to be able to win all of the clinch exchanges, every fucking one of them. The only thing that worries me is either she gets caught with a head kick coming in, or she gets caught with a triangle or something off of Michelle's back, or an arm bar. Outside of that, I think Tisha pretty much runs this shit. I think she boxes her up on the she forces the action, gets inside and boxes her up, and does a lot of clinch work, which everyone's gonna be not happy about. A lot of pushing her against cage and beating her up, and I think Tisha can Raquel Pennington her way to a win in this one. But I would not be surprised if Michelle caught something crazy because she is super crafty, and Tisha is fucking incredible, Tisha also is one of those people who is known for winning barely by decision a lot in her career. So
yeah.
And that's tough to do against Michelle Watterson, who's really active and throws a lot of flashy stuff. So the people's main event up next. What the fuck is this doing this far down on the card?
This is for the most violent fighter in the lightweight division belt.
This is for the how dare you not automatically make this a 5-round main event, you sons of bitches.
I lied, by the way. I said that Tamer vs. Close was the hardest fight to call. This one is by far.
Probably. It's because it could go a lot of different ways. The thing. There's so many variables.
Eddie Alvarez kept talking about to Ariel, oh, you know what? I'm not going to listen to my coach Mark Henry, which is not true. You're going to listen to him. He's like, I'm just going to go out there and stand and bang with him.
He said, I forget what interview he did. He did an interview at one point this week, though, where he literally was saying, I just know I can beat... He kept alluding without alluding to the fact that it sounded like he's going to wrestle fuck the shit out of Gage.
No, it's literally about to say, he's not going to stand
He sounded like he did right before the Pettis fight. It's the exact same sound.
Okay, this thing. He's going to try and wrestle fuck Gaethje. I don't think he's going to fail. He's just not going to have success because Gaethje has arguably the best, well, not the best overall counter wrestling because there's the
up there though for the division. It's real. He doesn't get taken down.
Yeah, this is weird though. I know Gaethje hits hard. But I almost feel like, I don't know, Alvarez doesn't hit harder either though. I mean, I know he finished RDA. They both hit hard as shit. Yeah, he finished RDA. But I almost feel like that fight was a fluke, dude, because RDA is so much better than that fight. I know Alvarez is great. Don't get me wrong. He was a Bellator champ. He's a champ of both. You know what I mean, though? I felt like that fight against RDA just didn't go RDA's way.
Not really, though.
I don't know.
That's some classic ass Eddie Alvarez. That's what happens when Eddie Alvarez knows you're not going to shoot a takedown on him. Is he can just open up his fucking hands and beat the shit out of you.
I think what this comes down to is who has the better cardio, and I'm probably leaning... I don't know, actually, who has the better cardio.
It's real close, man. This is such a close fight.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to go with my instinct. I was originally going to pick Alvarez. I'm just going to go with that. I think he's actually going to finish Gaethje.
I think that's the smart pick.
Actually, wait. Oh, but this is 3 rounds, huh?
Yeah, 3 rounds.
Oh, no, this is going to a decision.
I hope so, dude. Best decision of all time. Although, not if Eddie has his way.
I'm telling you right, it's going to be split, too. This is going to be a crazy fucking fight. And you know what? It'll probably be one of those where it's flip a fucking coin.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. I'm going Gaethje. Just because of 2 things, the leg kicks and the pace.
That's right.
I think the leg kicks are going to play a huge factor into Eddie having
make
trouble.
It's going to make him shoot, right?
Well, no, I think it's going to make him cautious about shooting and then make his shots ugly. And then as far as just the pressure alone, I think is going to make Eddie do weird shit. I think Eddie's going to get a little panicky like not quite Connor style, but I feel like if you want to drag someone into a brawl, Eddie might be that dude. Like, if he starts losing wrestling exchanges, that shit is gonna be a brawl. And if he like misses a couple takedowns in a row, Justin Gaethje's gonna start killing him to the legs and the body, and it's gonna get real ugly.
By the way,
fast.
you know what fight happens next if Gaethje wins, right? Okay.
Gaethje gets the winner of Barboza and Khabib.
You know why? If Khabib wins, it's 100% Khabib versus Gaethje, because that's what they could call it. 25-0 versus 19-0. They'll build that up big. Undefeated, right?
That's a good point.
Just, like, that's big deal.
That's a good fight too.
And the people argue.
Justin gets killed in that fight, though.
Oh yeah, no, he'll get murdered.
Although,
I don't know. Actually, no, that'll be closer. I think actually than we think.
His heart alone.
His counter wrestling though too. Like,
you're not gonna ground and pound Justin out easily. Like you're not gonna Michael Johnson.
Dude, his leg kicks can fuck Khabib up.
That's the thing.
Yeah, dude, actually probably one of the best fights in the whole division. God damn.
That'd be a fun fight.
Either way, though, because that'll have to be the fight. Because what's going to happen? Watch, if Khabib wins and then Justin wins, Justin clearly is going to say, I guarantee he'll be like, I want Tony Ferguson. That's what he'll
100%.
say.
And Tony Ferguson will be like, fuck yes, I want that fight.
So he'll accept that fight. And then I'm going to say right now, I think Khabib will beat Barboza. He'll be like, Tony Ferguson, let's go. You know, and it's like, I'm already fighting Gaethje. And then Khabib will be like, all right, I will wait. You know, and then I guess. Well, either way, yeah. Khabib wins. Dude, either way, he gets a killer fight.
Either way, any of those three people fighting is a fucking crazy ass.
Because if Gaethje wins this, you can argue he'll be the top 3 lightweight in the world. You can argue it'd be Gaethje, Khabib, and Tony. Those are the best 3 lightweights in the world.
Or
arguably,
if you really,
because you still got to throw Michael Chandler realistically up there.
If you really want to make this a motherfucker of motherfuckers, you do Tony versus Khabib if Khabib wins, and then you do Gaethje versus Poirier.
That'd be a good fight.
And then
because Poirier says, I'm getting the winner of Alvarez Gaethje. Fuck you, yeah.
And then Gaethje Poirier is be a fucking slobber knocker too. Jesus, that whole fucking lightweight.
God bless the lightweight division.
Oh my god.
Dude, you know what would have been fun by now? To see Prime Frankie up against these motherfuckers too.
Yes. Fuck. Except not against dudes like Gaethje.
Oh, yeah,
I feel like that's too big.
That'd actually be bad, yeah. No, that'd be
like
really
Eddie
bad.
is like, and Eddie's buddies with Frankie, right? Because they train both.
Oh, they're great friends. They're the same Mark Henry. They're the same camp. Same team. They're on the same team. Yeah. They're on the same fucking team.
Which makes sense. They have like...
Oh, and Barboza is on the same team as those guys. They're teammates. See, he's teammates with Barboza.
I always forget Barboza's there.
Yeah, dude, he's there. Fuck, they're all on the same team. Team Mark Henry. I don't know what they're really called, but it's just Team Mark Henry. And Ricardo Almeida. It's like Henry Almeida.
Cichodong? No.
I can't
That's not. That's Marcus Davis and what's his face? Kenny Florian. The fucking with the newsy hat. I can't remember
who.
Mark. It's not Mark Henry. It's the other Mark.
I don't know.
I want to say his name is Mark. If I'm fucking combining like 18 goddamn camps. Anyway,
we got Henry Fathead Cejudo.
Yep. Henry Big Dome Cejudo, who's coming off the fucking...
Henry Superdome Cejudo.
Superdome, I like that. Henry Superdome Hudo, who's coming off the giant win over Wilson Hayes.
Which is very impressive.
Close split decision against Joseph Benavidez, which some people think he won.
I think he did, but that's just my opinion.
And then the bodying by DJ.
Who hasn't been bodied by him.
For real. And Pettis, Sergio Pettis, SP evidently is his nickname since some time.
It should just be Sergio, not Anthony Pettis.
Yeah. There you go. That's a pretty good nickname. Not Anthony. I like that. You can even just say it like NADANTHONY, like not Anthony. It's pretty good. He's coming off the big win over Brandon Moreno in Mexico City.
A solid win.
Big win, man.
Great cardio too. Well, both of them
look fantastic. I mean, they are flyweights, of course, but still look fantastic. And then wins over John Moraga, Chris Kalides, and Chris Carriazo before the TKO loss to Ryan Benoit, where Ryan Benoit fucking smashed him.
Ryan Benoit's got them hands though.
Yeah, and speaking of dim hands, Henry Cejudo looked fucking incredible in his last fight.
His boxing's been getting better and better. That's it.
And like karate style boxing too, which is weird as shit.
See, I lied again. This is probably the most difficult fight to call, too.
Yeah.
God damn it.
These are all really close, man. Like, the Ultimate Fighter fights are so easy. They feel so one-sided when you look at this card. So who you leaning? You like Cejudo or you like
I have
like
Sergio
Pettis?
on my fantasy, dude, but in this fight, I'm not really invested in that. I know Sergio is probably just technically more skilled as far as obviously the kicking game goes in that aspect. But, dude, what it really comes down to is I really think Cejudo's going to use his wrestling a lot, besides his counter-striking, if he knows he's at a or if he feels like he's at a disadvantage.
Yep.
And I'm going Cejudo here, man. I really think he's going to utilize his wrestling and put on a clinic.
Me too.
And Cejudo's been getting better since his loss to DJ. He hasn't really shown any weaknesses. He's improved. I think he's really improved.
He's looked way better.
Yeah, it's one of those things where he's just going to come back.
grew
He's
a
going to
lot
have.
from
He's
that
going to.
loss.
He's probably, if he wins this, clearly he gets a title fight.
He's
no
next in
good-
line.
Yeah.
There's nobody else.
Do you think he skips ahead against Dillashaw?
No.
No. So Dillashaw's probably still next, no matter what, right? I
well-
feel like they're gonna fight like in April or some shit like that. They're gonna wait a little bit.
Something like that. Yeah, it'll probably be. I would say probably
Like,
yeah,
dude, I don't
March
even
or
mind if the
something like that.
bantamweight division's kind of on hold. Like, just let everyone kind of fight.
Well, and they're gonna want to get back at it once the start of the year. So you figure like 8 weeks after the start of the year is gonna be into February. So you figure probably like March, April-ish.
March,
is when
April.
they'll
Yeah,
fight.
they'll probably fight end of March.
Yeah, like somewhere around there.
And then Henry will just wait. He'll be like, okay, well, winner of TJ DJ, fuck you.
Yeah, the only question on this is like I just feel like Henry Cejudo's wrestling game is gonna be such a fucking problem for Pettis.
Yeah.
Just because it's as Eddie Alvarez said on the MMA Hour this week, if you don't know how to beat Anthony Pettis by now, you're not paying attention. I feel like
right.
that applies to a lot of Rufus Sport dudes, especially both Pettis brothers. Where like if you fucking put them against the cage, I should say at the lighter weight classes, because it gets different at like 170 and up. Like Tyron, like yeah, you're not gonna fucking put Tyron against the cage. That's exactly where he wants to be, and he'll fucking knock your head off. But like for dudes like Anthony Pettis or Sergio who need you to not pressure them to be able to get off their kicks, it shuts down a lot of their game if you're able to walk them down, especially like with a lot of feints and movement, which Cejudo really showed a lot of in his last fight against Homeboy. What's his face? Wilson Hayes. Where a lot of real sharp in-out movement, and he was just crushing Hayes with everything he threw. So, I'm going Cejudo as well. I would not be surprised if Sergio caught a guillotine, is the only thing.
There's a solid guillotine.
Yeah, really, both Pettis brothers and a lot of Rufus Sport guys are really crafty with their grappling. And I feel like that is the one thing, is if Cejudo gets real sloppy on a takedown and leaves his head on the outside, he could definitely get caught. But outside of that, I think he has a pretty good chance of winning that. Also, toss-ups.
Yeah, okay, I'll say right now.
We'll go ahead and say who they are. Alistair Overeem, Reem, taking on Francis the Predator Ngannou.
Yeah, okay. If Alistair Overeem had a better chin, I would choose him confidently.
Right.
100%. Like, there'd be no question. I'll still just say this now. I am actually still going Alistair Overeem. I'm picking him because it's going to be a matter of Ngannou's just way outclassed by skill and technique. And doesn't nearly... Don't get me wrong. The fact that fucking Francis Ngannou turned pro with like 5 months of training, allegedly, I don't know about that. Probably more, well,
no, I heard that's pretty legit.
Well, he's fucking prodigy at that point.
He was homeless before that, I believe.
Yeah, that dude's a freak of nature, athletically, and he's great. Good for him. I like his story, but I think it's just a little too soon for him right now. Can he win this fight? Fuck yeah, dude. He's got a goddamn fucking cannon for a hand.
And Alistair's a definition.
He can knock anyone out.
Yeah.
He can knock anyone out. I know the UFC.
Alistair can get knocked out by anyone.
Yeah. And I know the UFC made up their own punching power metric to hype up Ngannou. You don't have to do that, Dana.
Kind of not. Like, the Performance Institute is like a real thing.
I know it's a real thing, yeah.
But like, also, it's convenient that like the first time we hear about the fucking punching power stat is like, well, we had Tyron Spong do it too. You're like, yeah, he's way smaller than Ngannou though, so Who else has done it? Like, as Mark Hunt? I think it was Brendan Schaub or...
That's like them
brought
going,
up,
dude,
like,
Connor hits hard. Look at Ngannou. It's not that much difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about like 100 pounds.
Well,
difference.
and Tyron Spong's like, I believe, a light heavy, and he hit it. And they're like, oh, he hits harder than Tyron Spong. But you're like, okay, but like, how does he hit compared to like Mark Hunt's left hand? Like, because I don't
or even
necessarily...
fucking Stipe. It's like fucking straight
like,
right.
I also
or right hook.
Yeah,
right there, Fred.
I don't necessarily believe that he hits harder than those dudes, and also I don't know what
because Stipe hits fucking hard as shit.
Yeah, harder is like a weird.
Yeah.
Like, accuracy is really what matters.
It's just what's weird too. Like at this point,
hard
if he
he
does beat Overeem though, what are his odds against Stipe? Well, I guess it's just one of those things where it's like your punching power just gets you through every fight. He's like a Mike Tyson.
His odds are better against Stipe than Kane.
Yeah. I think so too.
I think a real wrestler is going to give that dude motherfucking problems. We haven't seen one. Anthony Hamilton's the closest we've seen to like a real wrestler that he faced. Or I should say a decently high level wrestler.
And Ngannou just used his pure strength.
And also that was Anthony Hamilton in the midst of the fucking mist, where he's just goddamn. That one of those had a D. The midst of the mist.
I was like, what are you talking about?
No, where Eugene S. Robinson style, he's just lost out there, fucking taking fights against Adam Weezork after getting head kicked and shit. Like,
oh yeah, because when we did a fight for like, didn't this dude just fight like 3 weeks ago? Like,
yeah, and then they pushed it, and they're like, oh, it's totally not because of head trauma, it's because some soccer hooligans. Which, like, looking back on it, it's like, yeah, no, to be fair, you
worse.
Clearly don't care about head trauma because you put Bisping in that quickly.
Hit by a bottle if it's soccer hooligans.
Right. So, yeah.
So my pick's Alistair. I think he's actually going to wrestle the shit out of Ngannou. Or at least take it to the ground.
He sure as fuck should try, man.
I hope he does.
If he does,
I like
he'll
them
win
both.
this fight.
That's the thing.
I do too. Well, I don't know. Alistair's kind of a dick, but he's like a fun dick. He's a likable dick.
You know why? It's because he's too honest. That's how the Dutch are, in my experience.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's very frank. Like,
an unfiltered. He's like, hey guys, what should you know? I don't want to be here right now. I'm very tired. Like, I haven't had my nap today.
Yeah, Alistair's frank like Anne, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ah, come on. Such a Dutch joke. Anne Frank, come on. He's frank like Anne. Come on, there's so many puns. Boom. Oh my god, you guys. There was like 14 puns in that joke.
Ask your for BMW.
Woo! Woo! Ask Cypher. Come on, Katie. All
Damn,
right.
fine to meet you.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go over him too. I mean, mostly because I just don't.
Title shot for Econoreem if he wins? I don't think so. No,
I think so because I don't know who else they give him.
Yeah, not Verdum. Fuck that.
No, Dana said he hates Verdum.
not Verdumerang.
Yeah, Verdumerang is not up to bat.
Yeah, I tell you what, Alistair Maricon.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I'm gonna go Reem in this. Although I would not be surprised if Overeem does great for 4.5 minutes of the first round and then dies. Yeah. I could totally see him doing
it's like
perfect.
What is it? He's piecing up Ngannou, and Ngannou's just like this.
One shot and puts him out cold, and then just follows up a deadly ground and pound. Yeah, I'd not be surprised. But I'm going to lean Overeem because just the skill differential and the experience differential is humongous in that fight.
I think it's going to be a lot of front teeps, and then Ngannou being like, just
that's the thing.
Fuck, and just
Alistair's gotten very crafty since he went to Jackson's, and since
I think what's going to be is Ngannou's going to fuck, and he's going to try to box him, and then Overeem's just going to either go for a takedown or clinch and get some gnarly knees in there, and just, I don't know.
I think Ngannou gas is probably off of body work, and Overeem wins
we've never seen his gas tank go past the first or second round, really, because he's knocked motherfuckers
Not against anybody who's going to push any kind of pace, and while Overeem isn't going to push a pace, he'll definitely work the body a lot.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to go that way.
Then I just realized, you know which fight would be terrible for Ngannou? Fucking DC.
You want to see Ngannou get dead.
Dude, he would literally get taken for lift off.
It would be the most egregious.
He would turn into the challenger. Too late?
Good stuff. Too late. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
All right. Well, on that note, we'll go ahead and talk about the challenger, Jose Aldo, going for the champion, Max Holloway. How about that segue? Wow. So Max Holloway, of course, coming off the win over a certain man named Jose Aldo. And Jose Aldo coming off a loss to a certain man named Max Holloway. They fought back in June of this year.
UFC 212 in
That
Brazil.
seems like a while ago. And then, of course, before that, Max Holloway coming off the wins over Anthony Pettis and
He
Ricardo
currently
Lamas.
has 12 wins in a row, if I recall. Click.
Jesus goddamn Christ. His last loss was Conor McGregor in 2013, for fuck's sake.
Which I'm confident Max would win that fight.
And his only other losses were Dennis Bermudez and Dustin Poirier, and that was a long-ass time ago. And Jose is coming off of the loss to Max, the win over Frankie, and the loss to Conor.
Yeah.
Which is crazy as shit. And then there was that crazy 5-round war.
Damn, look at
against
that
Chad
murder's
Mendez.
road that Aldo defended against Mendez, Lamas,
Dog.
Korean Zombie, Edgar, Mendez,
It's literally the best in
Florian.
the world.
And then Mark Hamadin Nargo fight. And then look at WEC days, Manny Gambier and Uriah when he liked him to death. Mike Brown.
Chan Sung Jung, Kenny Florian, Mark Hominick.
Oh, Rolando Perez from Alliance. I feel bad when I see that.
Yeah, dude, some fucking
He's one of the coaches.
killers.
He's one of the striking coaches in Alliance.
Yeah,
He's a cool guy.
Brookins, like, fucking killers, dude.
Damn.
People sleep on Aldo. Like, Aldo is
God, I forget how freakishly long his arms are.
Top
so,
5
it's
goat.
so weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, though?
No, he's got crazy reach for his
For
height.
as short as he is, yeah.
Yeah, and it's even crazy that Conor has longer reach than that.
Oh, that's a good point, because Connor's like 2 inches taller.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
It's crazy. Anyway, so which way are you leaning in this one?
I'm going Max. I know people are like, oh, but Aldo's legs are fresh, he's going to leg kick. Max can take more punishment than Aldo, at least at this point in Aldo's career.
For sure.
And I know Aldo's good at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I'm assuming. I've never actually seen him ever attempt Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu because he's never really had to, let's be honest.
Not recently. I mean, he has nasty jiu-jitsu from back in the day, but you just don't see it.
It's weird. I want to kind of pick Aldo because of the whole leg kick thing, but I don't think he's really going to commit to that. Maybe he'll do little combinations, but I know his jab's quicker than Holloway's, at least from what I remember from the last fight. He's got a very quick jab. I don't know. I just trust Max's fucking chin and just his scrappiness and his cardio. For me, it comes down to cardio. That's why I'm picking Max Holloway. And Aldo's going to gas, I think, in the 4th round, something like that, and it's gonna be lights out.
You going like 4th round TKO?
I could see 5th round TKO for Max. That's what it is. If Aldo had amazing cardio, I actually would pick him. I swear to God. Excuse me, I would pick Aldo.
And he used to have pretty good cardio, but he's up there in age too, and that weight cut does not get easier.
The thing is, if Aldo wins, does this fuck up the division?
No,
Not really. I guess.
I think it makes the
Either
division
way, whoever
fun.
wins, it doesn't matter.
Well, it only fucks up the division on the forums because every fucking asshole's like, see, everybody's talking about how Max Holloway's good. Conor beat him and Aldo, so clearly he doesn't ever have to fight 45 again.
Reddit, right? Yeah, Reddit would be like, the king is back.
And that's bad because Reddit's not even the worst of those. Like, the UG is so much worse with that shit.
No, I'm sure.
And Sherdog's worse than them.
I'm sure there's a site where, worse than all that too.
No, like, they're all fucking brutal when it comes to Conor shit. Luckily,
I'm picking Holloway mostly because of his cardio and because he's on a fucking 12-fight win streak. So I just gotta go momentum, and he already beat him. And usually, I think like Chael or someone said, or Luke Thomas, the younger guy, usually almost 90% of the time wins the rematch.
Yep. It sounds like a Luke Thomas stat because he likes rematch stats. He's the guy who I always.
That's what Chael said too.
Yeah, well, and Luke is the guy who I always quote about whoever wins the second fight in a trilogy almost always wins the third.
I think it was 82% of the time they win the third fight.
Pretty crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna go Max in this as well. I don't know why everyone thinks it's gonna go 4 rounds though. I've heard almost every podcast pick 4 to 5 rounds. I do
it's because
think
of leg kicks. That's why.
Yeah, I think it'll be like
3. Yeah.
Like, and
that's what it was last time.
And yeah, I think it's gonna be real similar to the last fight. I just think Max is gonna come on quicker. Like, I think he's gonna fuck him up in the 2nd round. I think he's gonna finish him in the 3rd round.
So it's not nearly going to be, let's wait and see, Aldo's up 2-0.
I think he will for a little bit and, like, see if Aldo's going to do anything different.
Leg kicks, yeah.
Because Max is really good at adjusting on the fly. Like, that's one of the things he's best at is adjusting.
Very high fight IQ.
Mid-fight. Yeah, extremely high fight IQ. So, I'm going to go Max in this. pretty confidently via KO TKO. However, I should note that I do have Max on my fantasy team, which means he will either A, miss weight, B, get injured, or C, eat a fucking flying knee Cub Swanson style in the first 5 seconds of the fight, because I am so goddamn fucking cursed when it comes to fantasy. So
want to trade? Want to give me Max Holloway too?
No,
give me some points.
Definitely don't. I definitely don't. Because I need those points more than I need you to have them. I would rather take a loss.
Watch, after tonight, I'll trade you. Watch, if I don't trade you Nico for Roxanne, Nico to win. And if I trade you right now, my cousin's going to win.
No, that's why I'm doing it, is because either way I win. Either Roxy's the champ, or I have the champ. And I like that way better. So I'm going to go with that.
I think I would tweet her tomorrow and just say, hey, good luck, cousin. Don't get murdered by Shevchenko when you win.
Don't.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
I was going to say, don't say that. Don't say the last
Hey, cousin, can you retire after you win the title tomorrow?
Also, I would add a sweet Dragon Ball GIF on the end of that if you wanna get some Roxy attention.
Hey, cousin, go Super Saiyan Blue tomorrow.
Oh, yeah,
you got this.
You go. Yeah, your
go
power
Ultra
level.
Instinct. Go Ultra Instinct tomorrow and just unconsciously dodge and win.
Her power level is way over 5,000.
9,000.
Sure, that too.
Yeah.
I always mix up power level and power man.
Luke Cage?
No, power man 5,000.
Oh, that.
Power level 9,000.
Sorry, see the comic book nerd. I'm like Matt Serra right now. Jimmy.
I know. You're like a fucking regular...
Jimmy, I just watched the first episode of The Punisher. It was great.
You're like a regular Brendan Schaub over here.
Yeah, right? So that I don't cross my legs and don't try to be like Happy Madison.
The fucking Dublin Batman.
That's so stupid.
The fucking Dublin Punisher. The Irish Batman. Jesus goddamn Christ. Alright, well, we will wrap this here now that we are so goddamn off topic, but... I think this card's gonna be fun as hell, right?
It's gonna be fucking sick.
Oh, I should shout out. There is a ton of other combat sports stuff to check out on Saturday and Sunday. Let me pull my notes. Sorry, 1 second. On Friday also, which we mentioned, Kombacha Americas 19 is on at 9 Pacific on Telemundo. If you live in Mexico or whatever. There is something called Shinobi War 11 in Wales that's streaming on Fight TV on Saturday at 9 a.m. I just thought that was a funny thing. UFC 218 starts on Saturday at 3:15 Pacific, which I think got bumped back to 2:45. And that's the Holloway versus Aldo. Then on Sunday, there is Submission Underground 6, which has Gilbert Burns, Jake Shields, Tim Sylvia, Nathan Orchard, Jesse Taylor, and Wagner Hocha on it. And then the EBI 14 Absolutes are on Sunday at 6 p.m. on Fight Pass, with Gordon Ryan returning as the champ to reclaim his belt. So, it should be a lot of fun. Ton of fucking combat sports this weekend. My girlfriend's going to be mad at me by the end of it, but I'll have a great goddamn time apart from her pouting. And man, I'm just excited about these cards. We are in the depths of it. Also, I don't know if we've talked about it on the show, but on Christmas week, we are going to put out an episode all about our top 25 podcasts of the year.
Oh, yeah. Kind of like a year in review kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to pull which ones we ended up mentioning the most on the website, and I'll start getting a list together, and we will do a review of like our top 25 podcasts. Me and Chris will break down each one of them and just do like a cool little short episode that week, since there's not any cards or anything, talking about which ones were our favorites from this year, and I don't know, maybe we'll do some dumb awards for, I don't know, drunkest show. Shouts out to Punch Drunk. Even though they're not even drunk on that one. I'm sure there's a good drunk show that we could add. I wonder.
Something has to be out there.
There's got to be one of them.
I mean, we're one of them, or we were.
I mean, we're the drunkest for sure. That's because we're
the highest.
Yeah, we're by far the highest. Well, I don't know. Rogan's up there. Also for drunk and high, now that I think about it. Rogan's
he's drinking his fucking
there.
fancy scotches and bourbons and shit.
This dude's just doing an MMA show, drinking fucking whiskey like he's a goddamn adult. Oh, that's great. So we'll wrap this here, but if you guys don't know, you can always hit us up, TSOV Pod on Twitter. We've been a lot more active there. I've been trying to retweet a lot of the MMA podcasts that come out during the week, so if you want to see, get kind of a heads up on some of the ones we're going to be talking about each week, that's a good place to look. You can also send us an email at christhesoundofviolence.com or sovpod@gmail.com. You can hit us up, let us know what shows we should be checking out. If you have an MMA podcast that we should be talking about on the show, hit us up. We'll listen to it and let you know what we think. And give us a review on fucking iTunes or wherever you listen to this. That'll help us out, I guess, and rankings or whatever. I don't care. Check out MMApodcast.com because I love that fucking site and it's a godsend. And we'll wrap it there. But did you have anything coming up? Do you have any articles or anything you're putting out this week?
No. I mean, about weed I am, but not about fighting.
What article about weed are you putting out?
I'm finishing my story tomorrow. I'm going to LA on Saturday. It's about the stereotypes for and against medicinal cannabis. Well, I'm for it, clearly.
Obviously.
But, I'm trying to make it
as seen
not
on
as
this
biased
show
as possible.
Perfect, dude.
I'll have that out. I'll have the video out, actually, by Monday night.
Cool. Yeah, maybe we'll...
Actually, I might need your help if you can edit video or help me with audio. I will pay you if you help me on Sunday.
I'm your boy. We will make it happen for sure. Because I can edit the shit out of some video.
Thank you.
We will... maybe you won't have to pay me, and maybe we'll just cross-post it on our podcast page or something, too.
Fuck yeah, dude.
We'll see. So... we will look for that content coming out. You guys can check all that out on Chris's Twitter, which is...
at Chris Medeffer.
Yeah. You'll tweet out the link when you put it up?
Fuck yeah, dude.
There it is. So look for that. And, you can hit me up at the Pulver on Twitter. I'm generally talking about either drinking or yelling at people who make podcasts to make more podcasts or shitting on MMA. So check that out. Come join the next... live chat for a card on the MMA Community forums. That's the MMAcommunity.com. I highly recommend that. It's a lot of fun. Just a bunch of dudes hanging out, drinking, talking shit about the fights while they're happening. And it's way easier to follow than like Reddit or anything because it's just a thread that auto updates. It's great. So check that out. And till next time, everybody. Go do something decadent. We out. Leave. Go Roxy.
Woo!
Cousin!
My cousin.
Nico!